Bgmc. The biblical truth lives here.
The ancient Hebrew scriptures foretold of the Anointed One, Yeshua HaMashiach. The Messiah Yeshua came to call the people back to the truth of His word and to follow that righteous path. Yeshua then called Jewish men to be His disciples, and after His death and resurrection, those Jewish men told the world about the Jewish Messiah. Now, after 2,000 years, Beth Goyim Messianic congregation has that same calling of those Jewish men, telling all people, both Jew and Gentile, about the proper ancient path, teaching the Route 66 King's Highway from Genesis through to Revelation, and how you need and can get back to the proper roots of the faith and a closer walk with God. Now, let's hear the message.
Amen.
Let's go get a blessing. Turn to the Gospel of Yochanan, Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 30.
Vamos en búsqueda de una bendición. Vamos al libro de Juan 10.
Gospel of John, Yochanan, chapter 10, verse 30.
Vamos al Evangelio de Juan 10:30.
Going on to the next slide. This is the 691st recorded message.
La siguiente página muestra que este es el mensaje grabado 691.
It is called the Courtroom.
Se titula la sala del tribunal.
The Courtroom.
La sala del tribunal.
Going on to the next slide. Everything you hear today
Todo lo que escuches hoy
will be in English and Espanol.
será transmitido en inglés y en español.
We're going to read a lot of scripture today.
Vamos a leer mucha escritura hoy.
We're going to have a lot of definitions today.
Vamos a mirar muchas definiciones
So
hoy.
when I go to read the scripture,
Cuando lea las escrituras,
if you're reading in Spanish,
si estás leyendo en español,
please read everything I ask you to read in Espanol.
lee todo lo que te pido en español.
It is very important to pay attention
Es muy importante el prestar atención
and to read God's word.
y el leer la palabra de Dios.
Going on to the next slide. Today's lesson will have a synopsis and 2 lessons.
El mensaje de hoy día va a tener un resumen o signos y 2 lecciones.
I will read it in English, and our good friend Elizabeth, our sister in the Lord, will read in Espanol.
Amén.
Synopsis. There is an eternal courtroom that everyone is going to be in one day. Who is going to be there? With you. What are you going to say? Who are the witnesses? What is the discovery going on right now throughout the globe? Do the Gentiles only have to follow 4 laws? Do the Jews have to follow all the given commandments? Can we know how our individual court date will go? Find out today on this Yehovah's HaShabbat. Da, 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 da.
Amén. El resumen. Hay un tribunal eterno en el que todo el mundo va a estar un día. ¿Quién va a estar ahí contigo? ¿Qué es lo que vas a decir? ¿Quiénes son los testigos? ¿Qué se está descubriendo hoy día alrededor mundial? ¿Será que los gentiles solo tienen que seguir 4 leyes o los judíos todos los mandamientos entregados? ¿Podemos saber cómo nos irá en nuestro día de corte individual? Descubrámoslo hoy en esta lección de HaShabbat de Yehovah.
Going on to lesson number 1. Elohim does not change. We're going to start in the Gospel of Yochanan, John, chapter 10, verse 30. What does it mean to be one? Hebrews 13, verse 8, the same always. People say it, but don't believe it. Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6 through 8. I, Yehovah, am the same always. 1 Shmuel, Samuel, chapter 15, verse 29. He is not like humans who change their minds. Bamidbar, Numbers 23, verse 19. Once Elohim sets the standard, it does not change. It is for all people, Jew and Gentile.
Amén. Primera lección, Elohim no cambia. Yochanan, Juan 10:30. ¿Qué significa ser uno? Hebreos 13:8. Lo mismo siempre. La gente lo dice, pero no lo creen. Malaquí 3:6-8, Yehovah, yo soy el mismo siempre. Primera carta de Samuel, primer libro de Samuel 15:29. Él no es como los seres humanos que cambian de opinión. Números 23:19. Una vez que Elohim establece las normas no cambian y son para todas las personas, judías y gentiles.
Going on to lesson number 2, the big one. The court. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 9 and 10. Who and what will be in Messiah's court? Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 1, 2, and 3. Understanding how the court is set up. Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 18 through 20. Judges must judge according to righteousness. Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 16 through 21. More groups involved in this court case. Mishal, Proverbs chapter 17, verse 15. Both are an abomination. Mishal, Proverbs chapter 31, verse 8 and 9. All who need an advocate. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9 and 10. Who else is in the courtroom? The accuser. Mark chapter 8, verse 38. Before my Father and his angels will he be your advocate. Revelation 20, verse 10 through 12. Saw a great white throne of the Supreme Court judge. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 9 and 10. Will the righteous one stand for or against you?
Amén. Segunda lección, el tribunal. Segunda carta de Corintios 5 del 9 al 10. ¿Quién y qué estará en el tribunal del Mesías? Devarim 25 del 1 al 3. Comprender cómo se establece el tribunal. Devarim 16, 18, 20. Los jueces deben juzgar según la justicia. Devarim 19, 16, 21. Más grupos involucrados en este caso judicial. Proverbios 17, 15. Ambos son una abominación. Proverbios 31 del 8 al 9. Todos los que necesitan un abogado. Apocalipsis 12 del 9 al 10. ¿Quién más está en la sala del tribunal? El acusador, Marcos 8:38, ante mi Padre y sus ángeles. ¿Será su abogado? Apocalipsis 20 del 10 al 12. Vio un gran trono blanco del juez del Tribunal Supremo. Segunda carta de Corintios 5 del 9 al 10. ¿Estarán los justos a tu favor o en tu contra?
One more slide. I want everybody to take a look at that picture.
Quiero que todos miren esa imagen.
In today's lesson, what we're going to do,
En la lección de hoy día lo que vamos a estar haciendo.
I'm very blessed to work with people all around the globe.
Me siento bendecido de trabajar con personas alrededor mundial.
There are a lot of people coming to discover the way.
Hay muchas personas que están averiguando, están descubriendo el camino.
They're searching to get a closer relationship with Yehovah.
Ellos están buscando y el tener una relación cercana con Yehová.
But what happens when they start getting deeper,
Pero lo que sucede cuando ellos empiezan a profundizar,
they can't leave their Christian lives.
ellos no pueden dejar su vida cristiana atrás.
See, when I tell them they have to follow the laws,
Cuando le digo que tienen que seguir las leyes,
one of the things that we're going to do in today's lesson,
una de las cosas que vamos a hacer en la lección de hoy,
the first part what we're going to look at
la primera parte que vamos a estar analizando
is God never changes.
es que Dios nunca cambia.
We're going to prove that through the Brit Hadashah, the New Testament.
Vamos a comprobar eso por medio del Brit Hadashah, el Nuevo Testamento.
We're going to work our way backwards.
Vamos a trabajar esto al revés.
Because a lot of people say that God never changes, but they don't understand it.
Porque muchas personas dicen que Dios nunca cambia, pero no lo entienden.
Now everybody look at the picture again.
Ahora miren otra vez la foto.
Take a good look at the picture.
Mírenla bien.
Because in lesson number 2,
Porque en la segunda lección,
we're going to look at God's procedures for court.
vamos a ver el procedimiento de Dios para el día de corte o tribunal.
One day,
Un día,
everyone that has ever been born
todos aquellos que han nacido alguna vez
is going to stand in court.
va a compadecer ante este tribunal.
Today we're going to learn who's going to be there
Hoy vamos a aprender quiénes son los que van a estar allí,
besides you.
aparte de ti.
We're going to look that God never changes.
Vamos a mirar que Dios nunca cambia.
But I want you to picture what you think the courtroom looks like.
Pero quiero que te imagines en lo que tú piensas, en cómo luce este tribunal.
See, this is an education ministry.
Este es un ministerio educativo.
As I said last night,
Como lo dije anoche,
I'm not really into lineage. I don't really care.
realmente no estoy metido en esto del linaje, realmente no me interesa.
What Yehovah said to me is I'm a watchman.
Lo que Jehová me dijo es que yo soy una atalaya.
My personal scripture is Ezekiel 33.
Mi escritura personal es Ezequiel 33.
When Yehovah called me to do his work,
Cuando Jehová me hizo el llamamiento,
I asked him, what am I to you?
él le preguntó que quién soy yo para ti.
He said, you're my watchman.
Él me dijo, tú eres mi atalaya.
The watchman is a person that warns people that danger is coming.
El atalaya es el que le avisa a las personas que el peligro se acerca.
So today's lesson, I want you to focus on the courtroom.
En la lección de hoy quiero que te enfoques en el tribunal.
I'm going to leave that picture up there during the whole lesson.
Voy a dejar esta imagen, esta foto ahí.
So Benjamin, I'm gonna come off the team viewer. There's going to be a little thing. Just click OK, so the picture stays on the screen. Okay? I want that picture to stay up there the rest of the message.
Amén.
Okay? So I'm going to come off it, and now we're going to go to the Gospel of John after I come off that computer over there. Okay? I want everybody to keep noticing that picture.
Quiero que todo el mundo note esta imagen, esta foto.
Because that one day you're going to stand
Porque,
in God's courtroom.
porque un día tú vas a compadecer ante el tribunal de Dios.
What's it going to be like?
¿Cómo va a ser esto?
What's going to happen?
¿Qué va a acontecer?
How's it going to happen?
¿Cómo va a acontecer?
What is the procedures that are going to go on in that courtroom?
¿Cuáles son los procedimientos que se van a estar haciendo en este tribunal?
What are we going to be tested on?
¿En qué vamos a ser probados?
What evidence is going to be presented?
¿Qué evidencia se va a presentar?
Who's going to be there?
¿Quién va a estar allí?
Is it just going to be you and Yehovah?
¿Será solamente tú y Jehová?
Is it going to be you and Yeshua?
¿Tú y Yeshua?
Who else is going to be? There's more people that are going to be there.
Hay más personas que van a estar allí.
But we're going to look at the procedures about that courtroom today.
Pero vamos a ver el procedimiento de este tribunal el día de hoy.
But the first part of this lesson,
Pero la primera parte de esta
in
lección,
lesson number 1,
de la lección 1,
we have to prove to the world
tenemos que probarle al mundo
that Elohim does not change.
que Elohim nunca cambia.
Because people will say that God does not change,
Porque las personas dirían Dios no cambia,
but they don't understand what they're saying.
pero ellos no entienden lo que están diciendo.
They're like a parrot, like a bird.
Ellos son repetitivos.
Polly want a cracker? Polly want a cracker?
Sí, son como un perico.
They can repeat things, but they don't understand what it means.
Ellos pueden repetir las cosas, pero no entienden su significado.
And this is one of the themes that the Lord presented to me this week.
Y este es uno de los temas que el Señor me presentó esta semana.
It all started when I was teaching the Filipinos this week,
Todo comenzó cuando le estaba enseñando a los filipinos esta semana.
but then was confirmed by some other situations.
Y luego fue confirmado por algunas situaciones.
So let's start in the Gospel of Yochanan, chapter 10,
Vamos a iniciar en Juan 10,
verse 30.
versículo 30.
Yeshua says, I and the Father are one. Amen?
Amén.
We're just going to read that part.
Vamos a leer esa parte.
For this part, we're just going to go to certain parts of a scripture.
En esta parte vamos a ir a ciertas partes de la Escritura.
Now, the first thing we want to look at here,
Lo primero que queremos mirar aquí,
what does that mean?
¿qué significa esto?
What does it mean when Yeshua said, I and the Father are one?
¿Qué significa esto que Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno?
Well, the first thing we want to look at is the word one.
Lo primero que debemos de mirar es la palabra uno.
Like, what is the Greek word for one?
¿Y ¿Cuál es el significado griego de esta palabra uno?
What does it mean?
¿Qué significa?
Okay, the word one is G1520, hais or hais.
Hais.
Hais means the number one.
Amén. La
Español.
definición para uno es la palabra G1520, Heis, quiere decir uno.
So I'm like,
Hais.
that doesn't give me much information.
Eso no me da mucha información.
I'm like, okay, So he's one, he's the number one. Yes,
Él
Lord,
es-
you're number one.
Él es el número uno. Señor, eres el número uno.
But to fully comprehend what the word one mean, hais,
Pero para comprender completamente qué significa número uno,
words are associated with other words.
algunas palabras están asociadas con otras.
The reason we do so many definitions in our lessons,
La razón por la cual damos tantas definiciones en nuestra lección,
because when you don't really understand what the word means,
es porque cuando no entiendes lo que significa la palabra,
because words change.
porque las palabras
And
cambian.
I've used this example in the past, but it's a very powerful example.
Él ha usado este ejemplo que él ha dado anteriormente, es muy poderoso.
The word fag is only a couple of hundred years old,
La palabra fag tiene un par de años de existencia,
but it did not mean a homosexual.
pero esta palabra no quería decir homosexual.
The word fag meant, give me a cigarette.
La palabra fag significaba la colilla de un cigarrillo,
But the way the world changes,
pero la manera en que el mundo la modificó, la cambió.
the meaning of the words change.
El significado de las palabras cambian.
It changed from give me a fag, meaning give me a cigarette,
Cambia entre darme un fag o dame un cigarrillo.
to give me a fag, meaning a piece of cloth,
También significa un pedacito de tela.
to say give me a fag, meaning go to San Francisco.
Ahora significa irte a San Francisco.
Okay? So in the world, words change.
Entonces en el mundo las palabras cambian.
That's why even today there's a Bible translation that is gender neutral.
Ahora inclusive hay una traducción que no tiene géneros.
Okay? Instead of saying he said, like for God, he said,
En vez de decir él dijo para Dios,
it'll say he/she said.
estaría dividido entre él y ella dijo.
See? Okay? So this ministry brings everything back to its original understanding.
Este ministerio lleva todo de vuelta a su entendimiento original,
Because God's word does not change.
porque la palabra de Dios no cambia.
So for us to fully understand what the word means,
Entonces, para que nosotros entendamos completamente el significado de la palabra,
we need to understand it from a dictionary point of view.
necesitamos entenderlo de un punto de vista de un diccionario.
So Yeshua said, I and the Father are one.
Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno.
Okay? So means the number one.
Eso significa número uno.
But to understand it, you have to know what the word is associated with.
Pero para entenderla tienes que entender con qué está asociada esta palabra.
Okay? So here, the word that number one is associated with
Aquí esta palabra está asociada
is G3391.
con la palabra G3191.
It is,
3391.
it's an
Gracias.
you got it?
Yep.
Good. I was rushing to get this, so I want to make sure you got the definition.
I got it.
Okay? It is Mia. Okay? It is also associated with G1520, which means one or first, or the word agree, first, one, that's it.
Amén. Esta palabra está asociada con la palabra mía, femenino irregular. También asociada con la palabra G1520. Uno o primero, acierto, de acuerdo, primero, uno, otro.
Okay, so we're going to key on G1520.
Nos vamos a enfocar en la palabra G1520
And the word agree.
y la palabra de acuerdo.
Okay, so go back to John 10, verse 30.
Regresemos a Juan 10:30
And we're going to say, I and the Father agree.
y vamos a decir yo y el Padre estamos de acuerdo.
Yeshua said, I and the Father agree.
Yeshua declaró yo y el Padre estamos de acuerdo.
Whether they agree on food,
¿Están de acuerdo en cuanto a alimentos?
yes, they agree what foods you can eat.
Sí, están de acuerdo en qué alimentos debes de consumir.
What else do they agree on?
¿En qué más están de acuerdo?
What Yeshua is saying here in John 10, verse 30,
Lo que Yeshua está diciendo aquí en Juan 10:30
is that I and the Father agree 100%
es que yo y el Padre estamos en total acuerdo, al
on
100%,
everything the Father gave through Torah.
en todo lo que el Padre entregó a través de la Torá.
He is in full agreement
Está en completo acuerdo
with everything about the holy days.
con todo lo que se trata de los días santos.
He's in full agreement about the Rosh Chodesh.
Está en un completo acuerdo con Rosh Chodesh.
What Yeshua is saying here in John 10, verse 30,
Lo que Yeshua está diciendo aquí en Juan 10:30,
that we're one,
que somos uno,
that there's not one tiny bit of disagreement between him and his Father.
que no hay ni un poquito, un pequeño desacuerdo entre él y el Padre,
Not in the physical,
ni en lo físico
and certainly not in the spiritual.
y ciertamente no en lo espiritual.
They're in 100% agreement.
Están de acuerdo al 100%.
This is the reason you need not just the first word.
Esa es la razón por la cual no solamente necesitas la primera palabra.
So if that is true,
Si eso es verdad,
then on the cross,
entonces en la cruz,
when Yeshua said it's finished,
cuando Yeshua dijo se terminó,
it could not mean the law.
no pudo haber significado que fue la ley,
Because Yeshua said here
porque Yeshua dijo aquí,
in Yochanan 10, verse 30,
en Yochanan 10:30,
I'm in agreement with everything Daddy said.
yo estoy en acuerdo con todo lo que mi padre dijo.
100% perfect agreement.
100% en un acuerdo perfecto.
Now, here in Leviticus 23, let's say,
Digamos en Levíticos 23,
it goes through the holy days.
eso habla acerca de los días santos.
And it says the holy days are to be done forever.
Y dice que se deben de celebrar para siempre.
And 3 times what it says is no matter where you live.
Y declara 3 veces, no importa dónde vivas.
So as we start today's lesson,
Y al empezar la lección de hoy,
that God doesn't change,
con que Dios no cambia,
we start with the words of Messiah,
empezamos con las palabras del Mesías,
saying, I and the Father are in 100% agreement.
que dice que él y el Padre están 100% en acuerdo.
People, Christians around the globe will say, you know, they can quote this scripture
Los cristianos alrededor mundial, ellos pueden decir esta frase,
because it's short.
porque es corta,
It's only a few words
unas pocas palabras,
because they only can generally read half a sentence.
porque pueden ellos leer media oración.
Most Christians I meet can only quote half a verse.
La mayoría de los cristianos que conozco solamente me pueden citar el medio verso.
And we're going to look at that today.
Vamos a mirar esto hoy.
So our starting point for this HaShabbat lesson
Nuestro inicio en esta lección de HaShabbat
is with the words of Yeshua, our Messiah.
es con las palabras de nuestro Mesías Yeshua.
He says, I'm in agreement with everything the Father said.
Él dijo que él está de acuerdo con todo lo que el Padre diga.
So if you don't believe in Messiah, well, we have a different topic to talk about.
Si no crees en el Mesías, entonces tenemos un tema diferente de qué
But I
hablar.
believe in Messiah.
Pero yo creo en el Mesías.
I believe Messiah has come,
Yo creo que el Mesías vino
and he did a lot for the world.
y él hizo muchas cosas
We're
por
going
el
to
mundo.
go what he did for the world.
Vamos a averiguar lo que él hizo por el mundo.
But our launching point here is today that he says, I and Daddy are one.
Pero iniciamos con esto, que él y el Padre son uno.
With this word, with the agreement, ha'is,
Con esta palabra de acuerdo,
it doesn't mean they're one person,
eso no significa que son una sola persona.
because that's also what a lot of Christian thinks.
Porque eso también lo piensan muchos cristianos.
Okay? That Yeshua and the Father are actually one entity.
Que ellos son una entidad.
Okay? They're not.
Ellos no lo
They're
son.
2 separate beings.
Ellos son dos seres diferentes.
He's saying, I am ha'is with my Father.
Él dice que él está en acuerdo con el Padre.
That means he is separate from his Father.
Eso significa que él es una persona separada al Padre.
But ha'is meaning I am in agreement with my Father,
Pero ahí significa que él está de acuerdo con el Padre.
because ha'is is associated with Mia,
Porque esa palabra está asociada con mía.
and Mia means agreement.
Y eso significa estar de acuerdo.
So we start there to say that Yeshua and the Father are in total spiritual agreement on everything.
Empezamos a ir ahí con decir que Yeshua y el Padre están en un acuerdo completo espiritual.
Okay, now let's go to Hebrews 13 now.
Vamos a Hebreos 13 ahora.
Okay, we're laying groundwork for the courtroom.
Estamos preparando todo para establecer lo del tribunal.
But here you have to put forth this lesson.
Pero aquí tienes que traer esta lección.
Before we get into the courtroom,
Antes que entremos a lo del tribunal,
we have to be in agreement.
tenemos que estar en un acuerdo.
We have to be one.
Tenemos que ser uno.
We have to be ha'is
Tenemos que ser raíz
and Mia.
y mía.
We have to be full in agreement
en completo acuerdo
that Yehovah Elohim does not change.
de que Jehová Elohim no cambia.
See, what this lesson is going to do, everybody,
Lo que esta lección va a estar haciendo
is when you're trying to do your job as an evangelist.
es que cuando tú estás tratando de hacer tu trabajo como
Because
evangelista,
everybody is called to be an evangelist.
porque todos somos llamados a evangelizar.
You meet somebody
Te encuentras con alguien
and you say to the Christian, we're to keep the law.
y le dices al cristiano debemos de guardar la ley.
What this lesson is going to do,
Lo que esta lección va a hacer,
it's going to give you the procedure.
te va a dar el
The
procedimiento.
first thing that you have to do
Lo primero que debes de hacer
is prove that God does not change.
es probar que Dios no cambia,
That Yehovah Elohim does not change.
que Jehová Elohim no cambia,
That Mashiach, Messiah, Yeshua does not change.
que Mashiach, Yeshua, el Mesías, él no cambia.
So we start with Yochanan 10.
Empezamos en Yochanan 10.
I and the Father are Hais. We are one.
Yo y el Padre somos ahí, somos uno.
We are Mia. We are in agreement totally.
Somos mía, estamos en un acuerdo total.
So now we turn to Hebrews, Messianic Hebrews 13,
Ahora vamos a Hebreos 13,
verse 8.
versículo 8.
Now, Messianic Hebrews is written by two people.
Eso fue escrito por dos personas,
It is written by Rav Shaul, Paul the emissary,
por Ras Shaul
and it is also written by Luke.
y también por Lucas.
Luke is a student of Rav Shaul.
Lucas es un discípulo, un estudiante de Rabino Shaul.
Okay, and you see that sometimes in the writing it changes the way it's written.
Y vemos a veces en la escritura que cambia la forma en la cual fue escrita.
That means the student Luke was writing that passage.
Eso significa que el estudiante Lucas estaba escribiendo
But
ese
they
pasaje.
both share a similar ideology
Pero ambos compartían una misma ideología.
because the student is like the master.
Porque el estudiante es parecido a su maestro.
Okay, Hebrews 13, verse 8.
Hebreos 13:8.
Yeshua the Messiah is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Amen?
Amén.
Many people will say this line.
Muchas personas dirían este verso.
The Christian can quote this line because it's pretty short.
También los cristianos lo pueden citar porque es corto.
They say it, but do not believe it.
Ellos lo dicen, pero no lo creen.
Okay? Many Christians will say that they'll say Jesus is the same yesterday and today and forever.
Muchos cristianos dirían que Jesús es el mismo hoy, ayer y por siempre.
Okay, now look at verse 8 again.
Ahora miren el versículo 8 una vez más.
Yeshua the Messiah is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Amen?
Amén.
Now we're going to key now on the word same.
Ahora nos vamos a enfocar en la palabra el mismo.
Now what does that mean?
¿Qué significa esto?
Same meaning he's still in 100% agreement
Lo mismo significa que él está 100% en acuerdo
with his father's mitzvot.
con los mandamientos de su padre.
Okay? Now let's write that down.
Ahora escribamos esto.
The word same,
La palabra el mismo.
the word same
La palabra mismo.
means Yeshua is
Eso significa que Yeshua está
still in 100% agreement with his father.
al 100% en acuerdo con su padre.
Write down Yeshua is still in the same 100% agreement with his father.
Escríbelo. Yeshua está en 100% en acuerdo con los mandamientos de su padre.
Yeshua is still in the 100% agreement with his father.
Él está 100% de acuerdo con su padre.
See, the Christian will quote this,
Los cristianos citan esto
and even the Messianic will be able to quote this.
y aún los mesiánicos.
But do they really believe it?
Pero ¿será que ellos realmente lo creen?
See, in the first lesson, we're going to show how Yehovah is the same always.
En la primera lección vamos a enfocar, a mostrar que Jehová es el mismo
How
siempre.
Yeshua is the same always.
Y Yeshua también.
Then we're going to work on the procedures of the courtroom.
Entonces vamos a estar yendo a través de los procedimientos del tribunal.
Now, if they're the same always,
Si ellos son los mismos siempre,
then the procedures that the Lord has for the courtroom then
entonces los procedimientos que él aplicaba a la corte antes
are still going to be the procedures that he's going to have in the future.
van a ser los mismos procedimientos del futuro.
Now people are going, whoa, wait a minute.
Entonces la gente va a decir, espérate un momento,
Felix the cat is out of the bag.
ya el gato salió de la caja.
Okay? If he's the same always,
Si él es el mismo siempre,
procedures that were provided in the desert
los procedimientos que se proveyeron en el desierto
for the court
para el tribunal
are still the same procedures
son los mismos
that are going to be done in the eternal court.
que se van a estar estableciendo en el tribunal eterno.
And when you see what the procedures were in the past,
Y cuando tú veas el procedimiento en el pasado,
I want you to pay very careful attention to this lesson.
quiero que pongas atención cuidadosamente a esta lección.
Because the Christian thinks they only got to follow 4 laws.
Porque los cristianos creen que solo tienen que seguir 4 leyes.
2 of the laws that Messiah said,
2 de las leyes que Yeshua dijo
and 2 of the laws that are in Acts chapter 15.
y 2 de las leyes que están en Hechos 15.
When the council made a very politically wrong, an eternally wrong ruling,
Cuando el concilio hizo una regla que era errónea eternamente.
okay? So now Yeshua's here in Hebrews 13:8.
Ahora Yeshua aquí en Hebreos 13:8.
Let's read verse 8 again.
Leámoslo una vez más.
Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Amen?
Amén.
So if he's the same,
Si él es el mismo.
in John 10 verse 30, what did he say?
En Juan 10:30, ¿qué fue lo que él dijo?
I and Ab are Hais. We are one.
Yo y el Padre somos ahí, somos uno.
Hais is associated with the word mia.
Esta palabra está asociada con la palabra mía.
Mia means agreement.
Significa que están de acuerdo.
Am I correct, my sister Isabel?
En lo
Who speaks
correcto.
Greek fluently? She's a Greek, so we're in agreement. I did not misunderstand the dictionary, correct?
Amén.
So we have a testimony of 2 witnesses,
Amén.
okay? So his sister Isabel grew up speaking Greek in her home, even though she lived in Honduras. Okay?
Amén.
A Honduran Greek. Okay. Okay?
Una griega hondureña.
So Yeshua here, either Paul or Rav Shaul or Luke is writing chapter 13.
Aquí o Polo, Shaul o Lucas están escribiendo el capítulo 3.
I believe that the Bible is from the book of Genesis through to the book of Revelation.
Yo creo que la Biblia es desde Génesis hasta Apocalipsis.
I believe that this is part of the Word of God.
Yo creo que esto es parte de la palabra de Dios.
This is Beth Goim's teaching.
Esta es la enseñanza de
Do you
Beth
agree
Goim.
that the Hebrews is part of the Word of God?
¿Están de acuerdo en que Hebreos es parte de la palabra de Dios?
So here we are in agreement.
Aquí estamos de acuerdo.
We are Hais, we are one.
Somos ahí, somos uno.
We are Mia, we are one. We are in agreement with this word.
Somos mía, estamos de acuerdo con esta palabra.
So if he's the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Él es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
meaning then if he is,
Significa que si lo es,
he's in 100% agreement with the Father's mitzvot.
Él está 100% de acuerdo con los mandamientos del Padre.
So when he's on the cross, he doesn't say the laws are finished.
Cuando Él está en la cruz, Él no dice la ley se terminó.
What he means is that his race is over.
Él lo que significa es que su carrera se ha terminado.
My job here as the Son of Man is finished.
Mi trabajo aquí como el Hijo del Hombre se ha terminado.
So if he's the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Él es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
then he agrees that we still must keep all the holy days.
Entonces Él está de acuerdo en que debemos de guardar todos los días santos.
Because once again in the book of Vayikra, Leviticus chapter 23,
Porque una vez más en Levíticos 23,
Yehovah says that we're to keep his Moedim, his holy days, Oyam, forever.
Jehová declaró que debemos de guardar sus días santos oyam para siempre.
And it says and he says 3 times in that chapter,
Y dice 3 veces en ese capítulo,
no matter where you live.
no importa dónde vivas.
So if Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Entonces si Yeshua es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
then he's still in agreement with the dietary laws, right?
Él todavía está en acuerdo con las leyes alimenticias.
In Leviticus chapter 11, Vayikra chapter 11,
En Levíticos 11,
okay, it tells you what God considers food to be.
te muestra lo que el Señor considera como alimento para ti.
He tells you what we can eat and what we cannot eat.
Él te dice lo que puedes comer y lo que no puedes comer.
And Yeshua is still in 100% agreement with all that, correct?
Y Yeshua está 100% de acuerdo con todo eso.
Because he's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Okay? He's also in agreement with what is a normal marital relationship.
Él también está de acuerdo en lo que es lo normal como una relación marital.
So if you agree with the marital relationship,
Si estás de acuerdo con las relaciones
which
maritales,
is, most of the church is still in agreement with a heterosexual relationship.
la mayor parte de la iglesia está en acuerdo con relaciones maritales heterosexuales.
How can you be in agreement with that
¿Cómo puedes estar de acuerdo con eso
and not agreement with the dietary laws?
y no poder estar de acuerdo con las leyes dietéticas?
So Yeshua is in 100% agreement.
Yeshua está 100% de acuerdo.
He's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por
With
siempre.
one man and one woman in
Con
marriage.
Con un hombre y con una mujer en matrimonio.
Okay? He's also in 100% agreement
Él también está 100% de acuerdo
with how we are to dress.
en cómo debemos de vestirnos.
Men are not to wear women's clothing,
El hombre no está supuesto a vestir prendas de mujeres
and women are not to wear Kelly armor.
y la mujer no está supuesta a vestir armaduras.
Okay? Women are not to wear armor.
No puede usar armaduras.
They're not to wear the uniform of God's army.
Ella no puede usar el uniforme del ejército de Dios.
What is God's army?
¿Cuál es el ejército de Dios?
Women are not to wear the tzitzit.
Las mujeres no deben de usar los ixios.
Yeshua is in 100% agreement with this, right?
Yeshua está 100% de acuerdo con esto.
He's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por
He said,
siempre.
I and the Father are Ha'ist. We are one.
Él dijo, yo y el Padre somos ahí,
We
somos
are
uno.
Mia. We are in agreement together with all this.
Somos mía, estamos de acuerdo con todo esto.
Yeshua is in 100% agreement with how we are to groom ourselves.
Y Yeshua está con 100% de acuerdo en cómo debemos arreglarnos nosotros
Men are
mismos.
supposed to have beards.
Los hombres están supuestos a tener barba.
Women are not to have beards.
Las mujeres no.
If you got a beard, shave it, ladies. Okay? Pluck it out. Okay? But men are supposed to have beards.
Pero los hombres tienen que tener barba.
Men are not to shakath.
No pueden dañársela.
Okay? Shakath means to destroy any part of your beard.
No pueden dañársela, no pueden arruinarse en ninguna parte. de la-
Occasionally you eat some of it like every meal.
Ocasionalmente te comes algunos
This part
pelitos
always gets stuck in the sandwich.
con los sándwiches.
Okay? So I think God understands because I can't cut it.
No la puede cortar.
Okay? So Yeshua is in 100% agreement.
Y Yeshua está 100% en acuerdo.
I and the Father are one, Ha'is.
Yo y el Padre somos uno, ahí.
We are Mia. We are in agreement with that.
Somos mía, estamos de acuerdo con
Yeshua is
esto.
the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Yeshua es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
So he says men are supposed to have beards.
Él dice los hombres deben de tener barba.
Because in Leviticus 19, verse 27, it says, don't shakath your beard.
Porque en Levítico 19:27 dice que no te la arruines.
And God, that means to destroy it in any way.
Eso significa arruinarla o destruirla de cualquier
So if
forma.
you're shaving off any part of your beard,
Si te estás afeitando cualquier parte de tu barba,
wait till lesson number 2 of today's message.
espera la lección número 2 de este mensaje.
Okay, what else is he in agreement with?
¿En qué más está de acuerdo?
He's in agreement, still in agreement,
Él todavía está de acuerdo
on how to get into heaven.
en cómo entrar al cielo,
That you gotta follow God's commandments.
que debes de seguir los mandamientos de Dios.
Okay, the Son Yeshua
El Hijo Yeshua
is still in 100% agreement with all of the Torah.
está 100% de acuerdo con toda la Torah.
And anyone who is it cutting in out? Okay. Anyone who contradicts the Torah
Y cualquiera que contradiga la Torah
is not in agreement with Yeshua.
no está de acuerdo con Yeshua.
So anybody who says we got to put away the law,
Cualquiera que diga que no debemos de hacer la ley,
you might want to listen to the rest of this lesson.
quizás quieras escuchar el resto de esta lección.
Because if you contradict the word of truth,
Porque si contradices la palabra de verdad,
your testimony in that court is going to go bad.
tu testimonio en ese día de tribunal va a salir muy mal.
Let's go to the prophet Malachi.
Vamos a Malaquías.
Malachi chapter 3,
Malaquías 3,
verse 6 through 8.
del 6 hasta el 8.
Malachi
Malaquías,
chapter 3,
del capítulo 3,
verse 6 through 8.
del 6 hasta el 8.
This part is called I, Yehovah, am the same always.
Esta parte se titula Yo Jehová soy el mismo siempre.
Malachi
Malaquías,
chapter 3,
capítulo 3.
verse 6. Come up in front, nice bright yellow person. There's a seat with your name on it. There's a whole row that's empty. Everybody welcome Maritza and Gino. Yay, you got here. Traffic? Yeah, there was an overturned tractor trailer, I heard. Right by the Lincoln Tunnel. Bad situation. You think traffic was bad normally? Flip over a truck. Okay. Well, glad you can make it. We're only part way into the message. Okay. Malachi chapter 3, verse 6 through 8.
Malaquías 3, del 6 hasta el 8.
But I, Yehovah, do not change. You sons of Yaakov will not be destroyed. Since the days of your forefathers you have turned from my laws and have not kept them. Return to me, to Shuvah, and I will return to you, says Yehovah Sabaoth. But you ask, in respect to what are we supposed to return? Can a person rob Elohim? Yet you rob me. But you ask, how have we robbed you? Intent and voluntary contribution. Amen? In verse 6, who is speaking?
En el versículo 6, ¿quién está hablando?
Who is speaking in verse 6?
¿Quién es el que está hablando?
Yehovah.
Jehová.
Jehovah is speaking. He is the one who is speaking here in verse 6.
Jehová, él es el que está hablando en el versículo 6.
So everything that else that follows is coming from the mouth of Yehovah.
Todo lo que prosigue procede de la boca de Jehová.
Okay, now let's look at the word Yehovah.
Ahora miremos la palabra Jehová.
It is H30683068. It is Yud He Vav He. It is simply said Yehovah. It means the existing one.
Amén. La palabra Jehová es la palabra H3068, Yod Hei Vav Hei. Jehová quiere decir el existente.
So in verse 6,
En el versículo 6,
Yehovah says, I do not change.
Jehová está diciendo yo no cambio.
So when Yeshua said, I and the Father are Hais, we are one.
Cuando Yeshua dice yo y el Padre somos uno, somos raíz.
And in Hebrews 13:8, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Y en Hebreos 13:8 él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por
The
siempre.
Father also says in Malachi chapter 3, verse 6,
También el Padre dice en Malaquías 3:6,
he said personally, I do not change.
él dice personalmente yo no cambio.
Now what does that mean?
¿Qué significa eso?
It's very important for today's lesson.
Es muy importante para la lección
It's
de
very
hoy.
important for your when you're evangelizing people.
Es muy importante cuando estés evangelizando.
You need to memorize these verses.
Tienes que memorizarte estos versículos.
You need to memorize Yochanan 10, verse 30.
Juan 10:30
You need to memorize Hebrews 13, verse, what did we read? Verse 8.
y Hebreos 13:8
Okay, now you need to memorize Malachi chapter 3, verse 6.
y Malaquías 3:6.
We're working our way backwards.
Estamos trabajando todo esto al revés.
When you're witnessing to a Christian
Cuando estés testificándole a un
or you're
cristiano
witnessing to a Gentile,
o a un gentil,
work your way backwards.
hazlo al revés.
Okay, let me say that again.
Déjame y lo
You
repito.
might want to write it down.
Quizás quieras escribirlo.
When you're witnessing to a Gentile,
Cuando le estés testificando a un gentil,
work your way backwards.
hazlo de una forma al revés.
Work your way backwards.
Hazlo al revés.
You start in the Brit Hadashah. You start with the New Testament.
Comienzas en el Nuevo Testamento.
You start with your cornerstone, that is Yeshua.
Empiezas con la piedra angular que es Yeshua.
You start in the Gospels.
Empiezas en los
Then go
Evangelios.
to Hebrews.
Te vas a Hebreos.
Now we're working our way through the prophets.
Ahora estamos retrocediendo hasta los profetas.
Next we're going to go to the writings.
Después vamos a ir a los escritos.
And then we're going to go to the Torah.
Y después vamos a ir a la Torá.
With a Jewish person,
Con un judío,
you work your way forwards.
ahí no retrocedes, sino que adelantas.
When you're witnessing to a Hebrew,
Cuando estás testificándole a un judío,
start in the old,
empieza por el
go to the
antiguo,
prophets,
te vas a los
then
profetas,
go to the Brit Hadashah,
entonces te vas al Nuevo Testamento
and stay in the Gospels.
y quédate ahí.
Don't go to the Paul's writings, it'll just confuse them.
No te vayas a los escritos de Shaul porque los vas a confundir.
For the Gentiles, work backwards.
Para los gentiles al revés
For the Jews, work forwards.
y para los judíos desde el principio.
So here in Malachi chapter 3, verse 6, let's read verse 6.
Aquí en Malaquías 3:6, leámoslo.
Okay, verse 6.
Versículo 6.
Because I, Yehovah, because I, Yehovah, do not change, you sons of Yaakov will not be destroyed. Amen? So
Amen.
he says, once I establish a rule,
Él dice, una vez que yo establezco una norma,
it does not change.
eso no cambia.
Okay? This is what's being said.
Eso es lo que se está diciendo.
Once he says it,
Una vez que Él lo dice,
like this is food, this is not food.
como esto es comida, pero esto no lo es.
It doesn't change in Acts chapter 10.
No cambia en Hechos 10.
Because Yehovah the Father, the Eternal One, is saying,
Porque Jehová el Padre, el Eterno, está diciendo,
I do not change.
yo no cambio.
Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Yeshua es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
I and the Father are Hais. We are one.
Yo y el Padre somos ahí, somos uno.
So once he establishes holy days,
Una vez que Él establece sus días santos,
in Vayikra 23, he establishes his holy days.
en Levítico 23 Él estableció sus días santos.
He says we're to do these forever.
Él dijo, deben de hacer esto para siempre.
Now the reason we're doing this,
La razón por la cual estamos haciendo
and we're
esto,
laying down this groundwork,
estamos arreglando todo,
because
estableciendo.
we're going to look at the courtroom in a little while.
Vamos a estar mirando el tribunal dentro de un momento.
We're going to look at the procedures in that courtroom.
Y vamos a estar mirando los procedimientos en ese
It's going to be
tribunal.
fascinating. I don't think I've
Fascinante.
ever had a lesson like this one
Fascinante.
about what the procedures are going to be in the courtroom.
Esta lección se trata del procedimiento que se va a desarrollar en esa corte.
But the first thing we got to understand, Messiah says, I and the Father are one.
Pero lo primero que debemos entender es que el Mesías dijo, yo y el Padre somos.
Hebrews says they don't change.
En Hebreos dice que Él no
Look
cambia.
at the picture, everybody.
Miren ahí
Everybody
la
look
foto.
up.
Ajá, la foto.
Look at the picture.
Miren la foto.
Because one day,
Porque un día
you're going to stand there.
tú te vas a presentar allí.
You better know what the procedures are.
Debes de saber cuáles son los procedimientos.
Because I and the Father are Hais, we are one.
Porque yo y el Padre somos ahí, somos
We
uno.
are Mia, we are in agreement.
Mía, estamos de acuerdo.
They're the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Son los mismos, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
And now Malachi chapter 3, verse 6.
Y ahora Malaquías 3:6,
Yehovah himself says through his prophet Malachi,
Jehová mismo dijo a través de Malaquías,
I do not change.
yo no cambio.
When I establish a procedure,
Cuando yo establezco un procedimiento,
I don't change it.
yo no lo
Now
cambio.
everybody look at the picture.
Ahora miren la imagen.
Where is that going to take place?
¿Dónde va a suceder esto?
Is that going to take place here on earth
¿Aquí en la tierra
or in Hashemayim?
o en los cielos?
In cielo.
En el cielo.
In el cielo, right?
En el cielo.
In heaven.
En el cielo.
Hashemayim. Everybody say cielo, Hashemayim.
Hashemayim.
Cielo es Hashemayim.
Hashemayim.
Okay? Hashemayim is it's going to take place in a very interesting place.
Va a suceder esto en un lugar muy interesante.
There's going to be stairs.
Van a haber
Like in that picture,
escaleras.
you see stairs.
Ahí ves estos escalones.
Okay? We're going to go through the procedures.
Vamos a ir a través del procedimiento.
Okay? So here in Malachi chapter 3 verse 6,
Aquí en Malaquías 3:6
he says, once I establish a rule, I don't change.
dice, una vez que yo establezco una norma, yo no cambio.
And he says in Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 through 8,
Él dice en Malaquías 3 del 6 al 8,
once I establish a covenant,
una vez que yo establezco un pacto,
I don't break my covenant.
yo no quebranto mi pacto.
Okay? See, the church says that the Jews are no longer the covenant people.
La iglesia dice que los judíos no son el pueblo del pacto.
When did God ever make a covenant with anybody besides Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov?
¿Cuándo fue esa vez que Dios hizo un pacto con otro que no fuera Abraham, Isaac y Jacob?
So here in Malachi 3 verse 6,
Ahora aquí en Malaquías 3:6,
Avinu, Yehovah the Eternal One,
Avino, Jehová, el Eterno,
he say, I don't break my covenants.
Él dice, yo no quebranto mi pacto.
He says, once you do these simple things,
Él dice, una vez que tú hagas estas cosas simples,
I'm going to bring the right amount of rain.
yo voy a traer la cantidad apropiada de lluvia.
What do you think that storm did last week in Oman,
¿Qué tú
in
crees
the
que
country of
hizo?
Oman?
¿Qué tú crees que hizo esa tormenta en el país de
3
Oman?
years of rain in one day?
3 años de lluvia en un solo día.
That's not going to be good.
Eso no iba a salir muy bien.
That's going to destroy a lot of things and kill a lot of people.
Eso iba a destruir a muchos y matar muchas personas.
But Yehovah says,
Jehová dice,
I don't change.
yo no cambio.
Once he said, if you do my commandments,
Si haces mis mandamientos,
I'm going to bring the right amount of rain, he says in Devarim 28.
él dice en Deuteronomio 28 que traería la cantidad apropiada de lluvia.
Okay, now go back to verse 6.
Ahora regresemos al versículo 6.
Okay? But because I, Yehovah, do not change, you sons of Yaakov will not be destroyed. Amen?
Amén.
Okay, now we're going to focus on the word change
Ahora vamos a enfocarnos en la palabra cambiar,
because it says do not change.
porque dice no cambio.
Okay, I'm going to read in English and Elizabeth is going to do the definition in Espanol.
Amén.
Okay, the word change is H8132. Okay, it is the Hebrew word shana. Shin nun aleph. Shana, it means to change or alter.
Amén. La definición para cambio es la palabra H8132, shanat, a cambiar, alterar.
But it said, it's a phrase, it said, do not change.
Pero es una frase donde él dice no cambio.
So we need a little bit more than shana.
Necesitamos un poquito más de entendimiento que shanat.
In the Hebrew, it says la shanati.
En el hebreo dice le shanatim.
Okay, it said lo means no,
Eso significa no,
like do not covet, lo.
como no
You
codicias.
start with the word lo.
Empieza con la palabra
Okay,
lo.
remember we did the mitzvot on Shavuot.
Acuérdate que hicimos los mandamientos en
Okay.
Shavuot,
So it says lo shanati.
los shanatim.
I do not T meaning me.
Eso significa yo,
When we sing the song Yeshua T,
Yeshua ti,
my Yeshua.
mi Yeshua.
Okay? So here Yehovah's saying I la shanati. I don't change.
Y aquí Jehová está diciendo yo no cambio.
I don't alter what I've said.
Yo no altero lo que he dicho.
I'm not like a recipe where you can change what you put into your recipe.
Yo no soy como una receta que puedes alterar o cambiar lo de la receta.
Once Jehovah says something,
Una vez que Jehová dice
like
algo,
circumcise your children on the 8th day,
como circuncida a tu hijo en el 8º día,
he lo shanati.
lo shenati,
I don't change.
él no cambia.
Okay? So here he's saying I never change.
Aquí está diciendo yo nunca cambio.
Yeshua said I and the Father are one. Hais.
Yeshua
Look, I'm
dice-
speaking in tongues.
Está hablando en lengua.
Okay? We are together.
Estamos juntos.
He's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Él es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
The reason we need to do this,
La razón por la cual debemos de hacer esto,
because we're going to look at the courtroom.
porque vamos a mirar el tribunal.
We're going to see some of the procedures in the courtroom.
Vamos a ver algunos de los procedimientos del tribunal.
And we're going to see how things go on.
Y vamos a ver cómo acontecen las cosas.
You must understand
Debes entender
that Yehovah the Father, the Supreme Court leader,
que Jehová, el juez supremo, el Padre,
he does lo shanati. He never changes.
lo shenati, él nunca cambia.
He never changes.
Él nunca cambia.
And Yeshua said, I am in agreement with this.
Y Yeshua dice, yo estoy en acuerdo con esto.
And if we are in agreement with
Y
Yeshua,
si estamos de acuerdo con Yeshua,
we'll be able to get ready for a court date.
debemos de prepararnos para ese día de tribunal.
The Father saying, I do not change.
Porque el Padre dice, yo no cambio.
I never change.
Yo nunca cambio.
Once I establish a covenant,
Una vez que establezco un pacto,
I don't break my covenant.
yo no quebranto mi
Because I'm
pacto.
the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque soy el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
What he's saying with that is you can count on my blessings
Él lo que está diciendo es que puedes contar con mis bendiciones.
and you can count on my curses.
Y puedes contar con mis maldiciones.
This concept is very important
Este concepto es muy importante
for what Yehovah says in verse 7.
para lo que Jehová dice en el versículo 7.
Let's look at verse 7.
Miremoslo.
Since the days of your forefathers, you have turned from my laws and have not kept them. Return to me, and I will return to you, says Jehovah Sabaoth. But you ask in respect to what are we supposed to return? Amen? So this is a promise. This is a debar.
Esa es una promesa, eso es dabar.
The word promise in Hebrew is the word debar. It means the word.
Es la palabra promesa es dabar, significa palabra.
This is a great promise of Yehovah.
Esa es una gran promesa de Jehová.
That if you return to his ways and his word,
Que si tú regresas a sus caminos y a su palabra,
he promises in verse 7
Él promete en el versículo 7
that he will return to you.
que Él regresará a ti.
If you teshuvah,
Si tú haces teshuva,
then he is going to return to you.
entonces Él va a regresar a ti.
This is not, being born again is not something new, everybody.
Nacer de nuevo no es algo nuevo.
Being born again is right there in verse 7.
Nacer de nuevo está ahí en el versículo
Yeshua
7.
said to Nicodemus in chapter 3 of Yochanan,
Yeshua le dijo a Nicodemo en Yochanan 3,
you need to be born again.
necesitas nacer de nuevo.
You need to return to Yehovah,
Tú necesitas regresar a Yehová.
then you can get into heaven.
Entonces puedes entrar al cielo.
This is a great promise of the Lord.
Esa es una gran promesa de parte del Señor.
He said, if you return to my laws,
Él dice, si tú regresas a mis leyes,
then I'm going to forgive you.
entonces te perdonaré.
I'm going to return to you.
Voy a regresar a ti.
I'm not going to hold it against you any longer. As you return to me, I'll return to you.
No te voy a hacer responsable más. Yo voy a regresar a ti si tú
Now,
regresas a mí.
why is this verse important?
Porque ese versículo es importante.
Because Yehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
This is why we have hope.
Es por eso que tenemos esperanza.
This is why we have tikva, we have hope.
Es por eso que tenemos esperanza.
This is why the national anthem of Israel is called HaTikva, the hope.
Es por eso que el himno nacional de Israel se llama la esperanza.
Because we have a promise.
Porque tenemos una promesa.
HaTikva, we have the hope.
Tenemos la esperanza.
That if we teshuvah
Que si hacemos
back
teshuva,
to his ways,
de vuelta a sus
everybody
caminos.
look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
Look at the
Miren
picture.
la imagen.
Then your court date is going to go well.
Entonces te va a ir bien en tu día de tribunal.
Because the procedures that we're going to look at are the same yesterday as they are today, as they are in the future.
Amén. Porque los procedimientos que vamos a mirar hoy eran los mismos de ayer y los mismos del futuro.
Why? Because look at verse 6.
Miren el versículo 6.
Look at verse 6, everybody.
Versículo 6.
But because I, Yehovah, do not change, you sons of Yaakov will not be destroyed. Amen? So if you teshuvah
Si haces teshuva,
back to the commandments of God,
de regreso a los mandamientos de
Yehovah who
Dios,
does not change,
Jehová quien no cambia,
he says, you will not be destroyed.
Él dice, no serás destruido.
Okay? So, but the Christians say they only got to follow 4 laws.
Pero los cristianos dicen, solo tiene que guardar 4 leyes.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength.
Ama al Señor tu Dios con todo tu corazón, con toda tu mente, con toda
Love
tu
your neighbor as
fuerza.
yourself.
Al prójimo como a ti mismo.
And then Acts 15 is what?
Y en Hechos 15, ¿qué?
What did the council say that was wrong?
¿Qué dijo el concilio que estuvo en error?
Okay? No idols
No ídolos
and no strangling of the food, right?
y nada ahogado.
Okay? They think they only got to do 4.
Ellos creen que solo tienen que hacer 4.
But if Jehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Pero si Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
he himself says, I do not change.
él mismo dijo, yo no cambio.
If the Son, Messiah Yeshua, said he is echad, one,
Si el Hijo, el Mesías Yeshua, él dijo que él es Ejá, uno,
in spirit, in everything that the Father has commanded.
en espíritu, en todo lo que el Padre ordenó.
Okay, so now we're thinking, okay, this is a prophet.
Ahora estamos pensando, este es profeta.
Now we got to go backwards again.
Ahora vamos a ir al revés.
We started in Yochanan 10.
Empezamos en Yochanan
Verse
10,
30.
el versículo 30.
Yeshua said, I and the Father are ha'is, we are one.
Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno.
We went to Hebrews 13.
Fuimos a Hebreos 13.
Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Yeshua es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
We went to Malachi chapter 3, verse 6.
Fuimos a Malaquías 3:6.
Jehovah says, I do not change.
Jehová dijo, yo no cambio.
Now we got to confirm what the prophet wrote.
Ahora debemos de confirmar lo que escribió el profeta.
Turn to 1 Shmuel,
Vamos a primer libro de Samuel.
1 Samuel, chapter 15.
Primer libro de Samuel 15.
Anybody getting anything so far?
¿Están aprendiendo algo? Amén.
Anybody getting anything?
Amén. ¿Están
Wait till you
aprendiendo?
get to the court stuff.
Esperemos que vayamos a lo de tribunal.
But we got to lay down all this groundwork first. We got to put the foundation in. 1 Samuel 15,
Amén.
verse 29.
Primer libro de Samuel 15:29.
Everybody got it? When you got it, say amen.
Amén.
Verse 29.
Versículo 29.
Verse 29. Moreover, the Eternal One of Yisrael will not lie or change his mind because he isn't a mere human, subject to changing his mind. Amen? The Eternal One is who?
El Eterno, ¿quién es quién?
Who is the eternal one?
¿Quién es el eterno?
Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 says who?
Malaquías 3:6 dice ¿quién?
Yehovah the Father.
Jehová, el Padre.
Jehovah means the eternal one.
Jehová quiere decir el eterno.
So here in Samuel, they're just writing the eternal one, or in other words, Yehovah.
Aquí en Samuel está escribiendo el eterno o Jehová.
Jehovah never changes his mind.
Jehová nunca cambia de parecer.
He's not like a human, it says in verse 29.
Él no es como el hombre, dice en el versículo 29.
Humans change things all the time.
Los hombres cambian todo el tiempo.
But it says in verse 29, he is not subject to changing anything.
Pero dice en el versículo 29 que él no está sujeto a cambiar nada.
So once Jehovah establishes a procedure,
Una vez que Jehová establece un procedimiento,
the procedure is still the same yesterday, today, and forever.
el procedimiento sigue siendo el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Once he establishes Pesach,
Una vez que él establece Pesach,
it is the same
es el
yesterday,
mismo ayer
today,
hoy,
and forever.
y para siempre.
Once he establishes Yom Teruah,
Una vez que él establezca Yom Teruah,
on the first day of the 7th month,
en el primer día del el séptimo mes,
that we're going to sound the shofar.
que vamos a estar tocando los
When
chofares.
we see the Rosh Kodesh,
Y cuando veamos el Rosh Chodesh,
that means you got to see it.
eso significa que debes
You
verlo.
can't be like those morons who cite the black moon.
No puede ser como esos insensatos que ven la luna negra.
I don't know how you cite a black moon at night when it's black.
No sé cómo puedes ver la luna negra si está oscuro.
So you got to see it to sound the shofar.
Debes de verlo para tocar el chofar.
No, and he says in Leviticus 23,
Y dice en Levíticos
3
23,
times,
3 veces.
no matter where you live, man.
No importa dónde vivas.
So it doesn't have to be the temple. No matter if you're living in Australia,
No tiene que ser el templo si vives en Australia,
or you're living in
o
Brazil,
en Brasil,
you're living in Peru,
o en Perú,
México, Puerto Rico,
en México, Puerto Rico,
Mexico, man.
en México.
It doesn't matter where you're living.
No importa dónde vivas.
No matter where you live,
No importa dónde vivas.
God is not subject to change.
Dios no está sujeto a cambios.
The rules apply equally to the Jew and the Gentile.
Las reglas se aplican por igual para el judío y para el gentil.
Now it says he does not change.
Dice que él no cambia.
Let's take a look at the word change.
Miremos a la palabra cambio.
Okay? It is H5162. It is the Hebrew word nacham. Nacham, nun, chet, mem, sofit, nacham. That is the root word. Number 1, to be sorry. Console oneself. Repent. Regret. Comfort. Be comforted. Number 2, to be sorry. Rue. Suffer. Grief. Repent.
Amén. El significado para la palabra cambio es la palabra H5162, nakan, que lamentar, consuelo de uno mismo,
Consuelo.
arrepentirse, la comodidad, ser consolado. Que lamentar, ruda, afligidos, dolor, arrepentidos.
Okay? So what does this mean?
¿Qué significa esto?
In 1 Samuel 15 verse 29,
En el primer libro de Samuel 15:29,
it is being said
se está diciendo
that the Lord is not going to repent of his rules.
que el Señor no se va a arrepentir de sus reglas.
He is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Yeshua and the Father are Hais, they are one.
Yeshua y el Padre son raíz, son uno.
So here that Samuel is saying he never changes. Nacham,
Aquí Samuel está diciendo que él nunca cambia. Nakan.
Nacham,
Nahan.
Nacham, Ahmed,
Ahmed.
Nacham. Okay, everybody say Nacham,
Nahan.
Nacham.
Nahan.
Okay? It means he's not going to regret that he made the laws.
Eso significa que él no se va a lamentar por haber hecho la ley.
He's not going to say, I'm sorry I made you keep kosher.
Él no va a decir lo siento porque te hice mantenerte kosher.
He's not going to say, I'm sorry for all those good kosher laws.
Él no te va a decir lo siento por todas esas leyes buenas kosher.
He's not going to send his son
Él no va a enviar su hijo
to tell the world to say, God repents of all those laws now.
Él no va a enviar a su hijo para que le diga al mundo, ya Dios se arrepintió de todas esas leyes.
Yeshua did not come to break the law.
Yeshua no vino a quebrantar las leyes,
He came to confirm the law.
sino a confirmarlas.
That if you walk with Yeshua, you can complete the law.
que si caminas con Yeshua tú puedes completar las leyes.
Because if Yeshua came to break the law,
Porque si Yeshua vino a romper la ley,
okay, then God has got to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah.
entonces Dios tiene que disculparse con Sodoma y Gomorra.
Now remember, Yehovah is the same yesterday,
Acuérdate que Jehová es el mismo ayer.
today, and forever.
Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Yeshua said, I and the Father are one.
Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno.
Let's read verse 29 again.
Leamos el versículo 29.
Moreover, the Eternal One of Israel will not lie nor change his mind, because he isn't a mere human being subject to changing his mind. Amen? So God is not going to change his mind ever.
Dios no se va a arrepentir.
He's not going to say you don't have to do the holy days ever.
Él no te va a decir nunca, ya no tienes más que celebrar los días santos.
God is not going to ever say that you only have to do them when you're in Jerusalem.
Dios no te va a decir que solo debes de hacerlo cuando estés en Jerusalén.
This is what some people think Deuteronomy says.
Eso es lo que algunos piensan que dice Deuteronomio.
Then that contradicts Leviticus 23.
Entonces eso contradeciría Levíticos 23.
And if there's contradicting Leviticus
Y
23,
si está contradiciendo Levíticos 23,
then God changed, right?
entonces Dios cambia, ¿verdad?
God just says, I don't change my mind.
Dios dice, Él no cambia de parecer.
Ever. I'm not going to change my mind ever on my laws.
Nunca cambia de parecer con respecto a sus leyes.
I'm not like people.
Yo no soy como el hombre.
Now remember, this is leading up to the court understanding.
Acuérdate que esto no se está llevando al entendimiento del tribunal.
We have to understand Yehovah.
Tenemos que entender a Jehová.
Because if we don't understand that he doesn't change,
Porque si no entendemos que Él no cambia,
that he's the same yesterday, today, and forever,
que Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por
everybody
siempre.
look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
You're going to stand there one day.
Un día vas a estar parado ahí.
What's going to happen in the courtroom?
¿Qué va a pasar en este tribunal?
We're going to find out today
Vamos a averiguarlo hoy,
on the remnant's call.
en el llamado a remanente.
This is what our job is,
Ese es nuestro trabajo.
to show people that Yehovah does not change.
Demostrarle a las personas que Jehová no cambia.
He doesn't say the Gentiles only got to do this.
Él no dice que los gentiles solo deben de hacer esto.
One God for the entire universe.
Un solo Dios para todo el universo.
We need to follow Yeshua.
Debemos de seguir a Yeshua.
Yeshua said, I and the Father are one.
Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno.
We started there.
Empezamos ahí.
We worked our way a little bit forward
Trabajamos un poquito más adelante.
in the Hebrews 13,
En Hebreos 13.
that they're the same always.
Que son los mismos siempre.
Then we went backwards
Entonces fuimos al revés.
to Malachi chapter 3,
A Malaquías 3.
verse 6.
Versículo 6.
Jehovah says, I am the same always.
Jehová dice, yo soy el mismo
And
siempre.
then here in 1 Samuel 15,
Ahora aquí en el primer libro de Samuel
now it's being
15.
said he never doesn't change his mind.
Ahora dice que él no cambia de parecer.
Now let's confirm this by the Torah.
Ahora vamos a confirmar todo esto por
Because
medio
there's
de la
some
Torah.
people that only believe in the Torah.
Porque hay algunas personas que solo creen en la Torah.
So let's confirm that God never changes his mind.
Vamos a confirmar que Dios no cambia de parecer.
And we're going to confirm that by the Torah.
Y vamos a confirmarlo a través de la Torah.
Let's go to Bamidbar, Numbers chapter 23.
Vamos a Números 23.
Numbers 23, Bamidbar Numbers,
Números 23.
verse chapter 23, Numbers 23, verse 19.
Números 23, 19.
Okay, we're confirming that Yehovah does not change.
Vamos a confirmar que Jehová no cambia.
Okay, this part is called Once Elohim Sets a Standard, he does not change, and it is for all people, Jew and Gentile.
Amén. Esta parte se titula Una vez que Elohim establece las normas, no cambian.
Okay,
Y
so,
es para todas las personas, judíos y gentiles.
so let's review before reading this.
Vamos a recapitular antes de leer.
Gospel of John,
El Evangelio de Juan,
Hebrews 13,
Hebreos 13,
Malachi 3,
Malaquías 3,
1 Samuel 15,
primer libro de Samuel 15.
now to Torah, Numbers chapter 23, verse 19.
Ahora la Torah, número 23, 19.
Okay, God is not a human who lies or a mortal who changes his mind. When he says something, he will do it. When he makes a promise, he will fulfill it. Amen?
Amén.
So now we've confirmed the word in the Torah.
Ahora confirmamos la palabra con la Torah.
Mortals change their mind.
Los mortales cambian de parecer.
Yehovah is not a mortal.
Jehová no es un mortal.
He spoke the truth, the emet,
Él habló la verdad, el emet.
and he never changes his mind.
Y él nunca cambia de parecer.
The eternal laws
Las leyes eternas
that he desires
que Él desea
for his people to live by,
para que su pueblo viva por medio de
they
ellas.
don't change.
Ellas no cambian.
Let's write that down.
Vamos a escribirlo.
Let's write this down.
Vamos a
The
escribirlo.
eternal laws that he desires,
Las leyes eternas que Él desea.
the eternal laws that he desires,
Las leyes eternas que Él desea.
the eternal laws that he desires,
Las leyes eternas que Él desea.
his people to live by,
Que su pueblo viva por medio de ellas.
his people to live by,
Que su pueblo viva por medio de ellas.
his people to live by,
Que su pueblo viva por medio de ellas.
they do not change.
Ellas no cambian.
They do not change.
Ellas no cambian.
They do not change.
Ellas no cambian.
Everybody got that one?
Amén.
Okay, the eternal laws that he desires his people to live by, they don't change.
Amén.
So we started in the Gospel of John.
Empezamos en el Evangelio de
We
Juan.
went to Hebrews.
Fuimos a Hebreos.
Same yesterday, today, and forever.
El mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
We went to the prophet Malachi,
Fuimos a Malaquías.
chapter 3, verse 6.
Capítulo 3, 6.
We went to some of the writings.
Fuimos a algunos de los escritos.
1 Samuel 15,
Primera carta de Samuel 15.
verse 29.
Versículo
God
29.
does not change.
Dios no cambia.
Now we've gone all the way back to the Torah,
Ahora retrocedimos hacia la Torá,
where it says, God does not change his mind.
donde dice que Dios no cambia de parecer.
Once he established the Shabbat,
Una vez que Él establece el Shabbat,
from the mountain of Har Sinai
desde el monte Sinaí,
on Shavuot,
en Shavuot,
God spoke the 10 commandments.
Dios habló los 10 mandamientos.
He establishes the command, keep the Shabbat holy.
Él estableció el mandamiento, mantén el Shabbat santo.
Yeshua, his son, is not going to change that commandment.
Yeshua, su hijo, no va a cambiar ese mandamiento.
And God does not change.
Y Dios no cambia.
Once he established the Shabbat,
Una vez que Él estableció el
he's
Shabbat,
not changing the Shabbat.
Él no va a cambiar el Shabbat.
Once he established the Moedim,
Una vez que Él estableció las fiestas santas,
the holy days,
los días santos,
he's not going to change them,
Él no los va a cambiar,
add to them,
ni le va a añadir,
or subtract from
ni le va
them.
a sustraer.
Once he establishes his covenant,
Una vez que Él establece su pacto,
he's not going to break that covenant
Él no va a quebrantar ese pacto
and give it to the Gentiles.
y entregárselo a los gentiles,
Because God is the same yesterday,
porque Dios es el mismo
today, and
ayer,
forever.
ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Once he established the promised land,
Una vez que Él establece la tierra
he's
prometida,
not going to give it to somebody else.
Él no se la va a entregar a otro.
There's always been Jews living in the land.
Siempre ha habido judíos viviendo en la tierra.
Remember when we went to Babylon?
¿Te acuerdas cuando fuimos a Babilonia?
Who was left behind?
¿Quién se quedó atrás?
Jeremiah and a small group of Jewish people.
Jeremías y un pequeño grupo de judíos.
Because Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque Elohim es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
We have confirmed this through the writings of the book of Hebrews,
Hemos confirmado esto a través de, los escritos.
that God does not change.
Que Dios no cambia.
We have confirmed this through the Gospel of Yochanan
Lo confirmamos con el Evangelio de Juan.
and Yeshua's word that God does not change.
Y la palabra de Yeshua que Dios no cambia.
We confirm this
Lo confirmamos
from the prophet
con los profetas.
Malachi,
Con
who
el
by
profeta.
Yeshua's words is in heaven already.
Con el profeta Malaquía que por los labios de Yeshua está en el cielo ahora mismo.
We confirm that Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever
Confirmamos que Elohim es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
from 1 Shmuel, right?
De la primera carta de Samuel.
We
El
confirm
primer
this,
libro de
correct?
Samuel. Lo confirmamos.
We confirm that that Yehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Confirmamos que Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
That the Torah of Yehovah does not change.
Que la Torah de Jehová no cambia.
That Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Que Elohim es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
The same rules
Las mismas reglas
apply to Jew and Gentile the same forever.
aplican para los judíos y para los gentiles por siempre.
Now if the same rules apply,
Si las mismas reglas son aplicables,
then the same standard of righteousness applies, right?
entonces las mismas normas de justicia también aplican.
If the same rules apply, right?
Si las mismas reglas aplican,
Then the same standard of righteousness is also going to apply to Jew and Gentile.
entonces las mismas normas de justicia van a aplicar para judío y gentil.
It's going to apply equally to all people.
Estas van a aplicar igualmente para todas las
Because
personas.
remember what Rav Shaul wrote.
Acuérdate lo que escribió Rabino Shaul.
There's no male
No hay hombre,
no female,
ni mujer,
no Jew,
ni judío,
nor
ni
Gentile.
gentil.
Okay, now if there's no male or female,
Si no hay hombre y mujer,
no Jew or
ni
Gentile,
judío ni gentil.
and if God is the same yesterday, today, and
Y
forever,
si Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
then the procedures in the courtroom
entonces los procedimientos en el tribunal
that were in the past
que estuvieron en el
are the
pasado
same yesterday,
son los mismos ayer,
today,
hoy
and
y por
forever.
siempre.
And if there's no Jew or
Y si
Gentile,
no hay judío ni gentil,
that means the procedures then
eso significa que el procedimiento de anterior
are going to be the procedures then for everybody throughout eternity.
van a ser los mismos procedimientos para todos a través de la eternidad.
Now, what we're going to look at,
Ahora lo que estaremos observando,
now that we've established the groundwork,
ahora que hemos establecido todo este escenario,
does everybody agree with that God does not change?
todos están de acuerdo en que Dios no cambia.
If you do, say amen.
Si está de acuerdo, di amén.
Only some people agree with that.
Amén.
1, 2, 3.
Amén.
All right. If you don't agree with it, come up and sit in the front row.
Si no estás de acuerdo, siéntate ahí en la línea de adelante.
Okay, because we need to establish this.
Necesitamos establecer esto.
If you're going to be a witness for Messiah,
Si vas a ser un testigo para el Mesías,
if you're going to be a Yehovah witness,
si vas a ser un testigo de
the
Yehovah,
real Yehovah witnesses,
los reales,
if you're going to go door to door,
si vas a ir de puerta en puerta,
telling the people about Messiah
hablándole a las personas del Mesías
and the law,
y las leyes,
you have to be a real, true witness.
debes de ser un testigo real.
You have to understand that Yehovah doesn't change,
Debes de entender que Jehová no cambia,
that everybody's going to stand in God's courtroom.
que todos van a compadecer en el tribunal del Señor.
But let's take a look in lesson number 2.
Vamos a mirar esto en la lección 2.
How does this courtroom work?
¿Cómo funciona este tribunal?
You're going to be very amazed.
Vas a estar asombrado.
Everybody look at the picture.
Todos miren la imagen.
Everybody look up.
Miren hacia arriba.
I wanted that picture up there for the whole lesson.
Él quería esa foto ahí a través de toda la lección.
Picture what you think the courtroom looks like.
Imagínense cómo luce ese tribunal.
Maybe it looks like this, maybe it doesn't.
Quizás se luzca así y quizás no.
Darwin, don't go nowhere now. You're going to stand there one day and Vicky's not going to be with you. Now we're going to look, because we've established
Ya hemos establecido
that God does not change.
que Dios no cambia.
Yeshua and the Father are Hais, one.
Yeshua y el Padre son raíz, son uno.
They are Mia. They are in agreement with everything.
Son mías, están en acuerdo en todo.
So if Yehovah himself says, I do not change, I do not change,
Si Jehová mismo dijo, yo no cambio,
I don't change my mind,
yo no cambio de parecer,
we're all going to stand in that courtroom.
todos vamos a estar en esa corte.
How do the procedures work?
¿Cómo funcionan los procedimientos?
That is our biggest issue here today, everybody.
Esto es nuestro gran problema hoy día.
So if you have not been paying attention,
Si no has puesto atención,
if you got to go to the bathroom, go right now and pee really quick.
si tienes que ir al baño, vete ahora.
Because this is an amazing lesson that we're going to go through.
Esa es una lección asombrante la que vamos a
And it
hacer.
all started
Y todo empezó
when I was teaching the Filipinos on Thursday morning.
cuando estuve enseñándole a los filipinos el jueves en la
Somebody
mañana.
said to me, what about Acts 15?
Alguien me dijo que qué tal con Hechos 15.
What about Acts 15? What happens in Acts 15?
¿Qué es lo que sucede en Hechos 15?
Let's just paraphrase it. I don't want to read it all.
Vamos a resumirlo, no quiero leerlo todo.
The council meets, the council in Jerusalem.
Este concilio tiene una reunión en Jerusalén
And they say that the Gentiles, we should not put a stumbling block in front of them.
y dice que a los gentiles no debemos de poner tropiezo delante de ellos.
They only gave them 2 laws.
Solo le entregaron 2 leyes.
They should not fornicate
No deben fornicar,
and not eat meat that has been dedicated to idols.
ni comer carne que haya sido dedicada a los ídolos.
But if God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Pero si Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
If Yeshua's in agreement with all that,
si Yeshua está de acuerdo con todo esto,
he said, I and the Father are Ha'is, we are one.
si Él dice que Él y el Padre son Jaís, son uno,
We are Mia, we are in agreement with everything.
son mías, están de acuerdo con todo.
In Malachi chapter 3, verse 6,
En Malaquías 3:6,
God says, I do not change.
Dios dice, yo no cambio.
I've established the kosher laws.
Yo establecí las leyes kosher,
I've established the Moedim.
también los días santos.
These are not stumbling blocks.
Estos no son tropiezos.
Then we went to Samuel.
Entonces fuimos a
And
Samuel.
he says, I don't change my mind.
Él dijo, yo no cambio de parecer.
And then we went to Numbers
Y fuimos a Número,
in the Torah.
la Torá.
And the Lord said, I don't change my mind.
Y el Señor dijo, yo no cambio de
God
parecer.
is not one that's like a human that changes his mind. Nope.
Él no es como un hombre que se arrepiente.
Now we got to learn about the courtroom.
Ahora debemos de aprender acerca del tribunal.
Because the Gentiles
Porque los gentiles
and much of the Messianic body
y mucho del cuerpo mesiánico
is misleading most of the world.
están mal guiando al resto del mundo.
Franklin Graham, although he's doing a decent job,
Franklin Graham, aunque esté haciendo un trabajo decente,
getting the churches to rise up into government,
está permitiendo que los de la iglesia lleguen hasta el gobierno.
spiritually he's misleading the world.
Espiritualmente le está desviando al mundo.
Because if Yehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Porque si Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por
he
siempre,
doesn't change his mind.
Él no cambia de parecer.
Yeshua is one with the Father.
Yeshua es uno con el Padre.
Then let's take a look at the courtroom procedures.
Entonces miremos al procedimiento del tribunal.
Let's see what's going to happen in your courtroom.
Vamos a ver qué va a suceder en tu día de
Because if
tribunal.
God does not change,
Porque si Dios no cambia,
we're all going to stand in the courtroom, right?
todos vamos a compadecer ahí.
And we're going to prove that we're going to be in Messiah's courtroom.
Y vamos a comprobar que vamos a estar en la
Right
corte,
now.
en el tribunal del
Lesson
Mesías.
number 2.
Lección 2.
Turn to 2 Corinthians 5, please.
Vamos a segunda carta de Corintios 5.
2 Corinthians 5,
Segunda carta de Corintios 5,
verse 9 and 10.
versículos 9 y 10.
2 Corinthians 5,
Segunda carta de Corintios
verse 9 and 10.
5, 9 y 10.
2 Corinthians 5,
Segunda carta de Corintios,
verse 9 and 10.
versículos 9 y 10. 5, 9 y 10.
2 Corinthians 5.
Segunda carta de Corintios 5.
Now I'm going to slow down a little bit.
Vamos a ir lentamente.
Wanted to get that first section in. And leave an hour and 45 minutes to get through the courtroom procedures. It's going to be amazing.
Esto va a ser
So
asombroso.
if you find yourself falling asleep,
Si te adormeces
or you got to pee like Cool Man,
o tienes que ir al baño,
go quick.
vayan rápidamente,
Because this is your eternity.
porque esa es tu eternidad.
If God does not change,
Si Dios no cambia
and if you miss any part of this lesson,
y si dejas pasar por alto alguna parte de esta lección,
make sure you watch it again.
asegúrate de mirarla una vez más.
Because if God is the same always,
Si Dios es el mismo siempre,
Yeshua didn't come here to change anything.
Yeshua no vino aquí para cambiar nada.
His main purpose was to be the second Adam.
Su propósito mayor era ser el segundo Adán.
We're not going to get into what that purpose is except in one section later on.
No vamos a investigar cuál es ese propósito.
But we're going to look at what's going to happen in that room.
Lo que vamos a mirar es lo que va a pasar en ese
Everybody
tribunal.
look up before we read.
Miren hacia arriba.
Look at that courtroom.
Miren ese tribunal.
Because in the rest of the lesson for the next hour and 45 minutes
Porque en la próxima hora y 45 minutos
is going to be about that room.
se va a tratar de ese lugar.
If God does not change, what
Dios-
procedures go on in that room?
Si Dios no cambia, ¿cuál es el procedimiento que va a estar ahí en ese tribunal?
Yeshua said, I and the Father are one.
Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno.
He's going to be in agreement with everything that we look at.
Él va a estar en acuerdo con todo lo que miremos.
I think you're going to find it to be quite fascinating.
Yo creo que te lo vas a encontrar fascinante.
Pay attention now.
Pongan atención.
I'm the watchman.
Yo soy el
My
atalaya.
job is to warn.
Mi trabajo es advertir.
Your job is to hear the warning.
Tu trabajo es escuchar la advertencia.
Everybody look at the picture. before
Todos
we go to
miren la
the-
imagen.
That's Messiah's court,
Ese es el tribunal del Mesías.
but it's really not even Messiah's court.
Pero realmente no es el tribunal del Mesías.
We're going to prove by Scripture who the Supreme Court Justice and there's only one.
Vamos a probar por medio de la escritura quién es el juez supremo y solo hay uno.
There's only one Supreme Court justice. You're going to stand before the Father.
El juez supremo. Vas a estar parado delante del Padre.
And if the Father doesn't change,
Y si el Padre no cambia,
let's learn about the procedures.
vamos a aprender de los procedimientos.
But once again,
Pero una vez más,
we're going to work our way backwards.
vamos a hacerlo al revés.
We're going to start in the Brit,
Vamos a empezar en el nuevo
and then we're going to work our way backwards.
y vamos a retroceder.
Anybody interested in the rest of the lesson?
¿Están interesados en el
I
resto de la
got you a
lección?
little interested.
Muy,
You should be.
deberías de estar interesado.
2 Corinthians 5, verse 9 and 10.
Segunda carta de Corintios 5, 9 y 10.
Therefore, whether at home or away from home, we try our utmost to please him. For we all must appear before the Messiah's court of judgment, where everyone will receive the good or bad consequences of what he did while he was in the body. Amen?
Amén.
So in our second HaShabbat lesson,
En nuestra segunda lección de HaShabbat
it's all going to be about the heavenly court.
se trata acerca del tribunal celestial.
We see very clearly
Vimos claramente
in verse 10
en el versículo 10
that everyone is going to appear.
que todos van a compadecer.
All people are going to appear before Messiah's court of judgment.
Todos van a compadecer en el tribunal del Mesías.
But in the rest of the lesson, what we're going to find out,
Pero lo que vamos a encontrar en el resto de la lección,
we're going to find out how the rules work in that court.
vamos a averiguar cómo funcionan las reglas en este tribunal.
All right, look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
What we're going to do is we're going to look at that court.
Lo que vamos a hacer es mirar ese tribunal.
It is very clear
Es muy claro
that Rav Shaul is saying that we're going to appear in that court.
que Rashaul está diciendo que vamos a compadecer en este tribunal.
Beth Goyen believes that the books from Genesis through to the book of Revelation are the Word of God.
Beth Goyen cree que desde Génesis hasta Apocalipsis es la palabra de Dios.
We believe this second letter to the Corinthians to be inspired by God.
Creemos que esta segunda carta de los Corintios es inspirada por Dios.
We believe that Rav Shaul wrote this letter.
Creemos que Rashaul escribió esta carta.
We believe that the translation is correct.
Creemos que la traducción es correcta.
So he's saying we're going to be in the court.
Él dice que vamos a estar en el tribunal.
We're going to confirm this through a bunch of other scriptures.
Vamos a confirmar esto con otras escrituras.
Now we're all going to be in that court.
Ahora todos vamos a estar en este tribunal.
But what we must understand,
Pero lo que debemos de entender
that Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
es que Elohim es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
So we're going to go through a bunch of scriptures.
Vamos a ir a través de mucha escritura.
Who's going to be in that court with us?
¿Quién va a estar en esa corte con nosotros?
Is it just going to be you,
¿Solo tú,
Yeshua,
Yeshua
and the Father?
y el Padre?
Or is there going to be other
¿O van a haber otros?
people there?
Otras personas ahí.
Oh, wait till you see this, everybody.
Espérate a que veas esto.
Wait till you see who else is going to be there.
Espera a que veas quién más va a estar ahí.
We're going to find out who is going to be in that court.
Vamos a averiguar quién va a estar ahí en esa corte.
What we're going to do is we're going to learn how the rules work in that court.
Lo que vamos a aprender es a ver cómo funcionan las reglas en este tribunal.
How do the rules work in that court?
Cómo funcionan las reglas en este tribunal.
I think you really want to pay attention now.
Yo creo que debes de poner atención.
Now, the reason why
La razón por la cual
is before we get to the court,
es que antes de que lleguemos a lo del tribunal,
are there any rules that we can understand now?
hay algunas reglas que nos hacen entender ahora.
Can we understand now what's going to happen then?
Podemos entender ahora lo que va a suceder después.
Let me say that again.
Déjame y lo repito.
What we're going to learn in the rest of the lesson,
Lo que vamos a aprender en el resto de la lección
can we understand now
es
what's
que,
going to happen then?
es que si podemos entender ahora lo que va a suceder después.
Can we understand things before we get there, how it's going to work?
Si podemos entender las cosas antes de que sucedan, cómo es que va a funcionar.
Do all people,
¿Será que todos,
Jews and Gentiles, get the same rules?
judíos y gentiles, recibirán las mismas reglas?
Okay, the Gentiles say they only got to follow 4.
Los gentiles dicen solo deben de seguir 4.
Okay, much of the Messianic body
La mayoría del cuerpo mesiánico
say that we only got to follow a couple of rules.
dicen que solo tenemos que seguir algunas reglas.
Or most of the church says the laws for the Jews.
La iglesia dice que las leyes para los
Did you hear
judíos.
this, Yvonne and Vanessa, at the other crazy place with Pastor Anthony? Okay? He used to say to them, right, Leah?
Este pastor le solía decir a
Right?
los hermanos
Marie? The law is for the Jews only.
que la ley es solo para los judíos.
Is this confirmed by a couple of witnesses? It is confirmed.
Confirmado.
Okay? So if God is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
the same rules will apply to Jew and Gentile.
Las mismas reglas aplicarán para judío y gentil.
But we have Jews saying that Gentiles don't have to follow the law.
Tenemos a judíos diciendo que los gentiles no deben de seguir la ley,
But the Jews do have to follow the law.
pero los judíos deben de seguir la ley.
The Gentiles are saying all we have to do is follow 4 laws.
Los gentiles están diciendo todo lo que tenemos que seguir es 4 leyes.
Love the Lord your God
Ama al Señor tu Dios
and love your neighbor as yourself.
y ama a tu prójimo como a ti mismo.
Don't fornicate
No forniques
and don't eat meat that was given to another god, an idol.
y no
Strangle.
consumas carne estrangulada.
Okay? So is that true?
¿Será eso verdad?
If God is the same yesterday, today, and forever, He's got one set of rules for everybody.
Si Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre, Él tiene un mismo conjunto de leyes para todos.
Now look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
You got a man in a suit, right?
Tienes un hombre ahí en su traje
And there's a person in a white garment putting his arm around somebody.
y hay una persona ahí levantando la mano y tiene una vestimenta blanca.
Now that's the advocate.
Ahora ese es el abogado.
That is the advocate.
El abogado.
Will Yeshua
¿Será que Yeshua
be your advocate?
será tu abogado?
We're going to go through the procedures today.
Vamos a ir a través del procedimiento.
How do you get your advocate?
¿Cómo obtienes tu
Oh,
abogado?
this is really fun stuff. I love this.
Esto es divertido.
I'm like, this is so cool, Lord.
Divertido.
Write down.
Escríbelo.
Will Messiah be my advocate?
¿Será que el Mesías será mi abogado?
Will Messiah be my advocate?
¿Será que el Mesías será mi abogado?
Will Messiah be my advocate?
¿Será que el Mesías será mi abogado?
Or
O
will he stay silent?
se quedará callado.
Or will he stay silent?
O se quedará callado.
Or will he stay silent?
O se quedará callado.
Another idea,
Otra idea.
will he testify against me?
¿Será que él testificará en mi contra?
Will Yeshua testify against me?
¿Será que Yeshua testificará en mi contra?
Will Yeshua testify against me?
¿Será que él testificará en mi contra?
Here's another question.
Aquí otra pregunta.
Why would he speak for me?
Porque él hablaría a mi favor.
Let's write that down.
Escribámoslo.
Why would Yeshua speak for me?
Porque él hablaría a mi favor.
Why would Yeshua speak for me?
Porque Yeshua hablaría a mi favor.
Why would Yeshua speak for me?
Porque él hablaría a mi favor.
And why would Yeshua speak against me?
Y porque él hablaría en mi contra.
Why would Yeshua speak against me?
Hablaría en mi contra.
Why would Yeshua speak against me?
Porque Yeshua hablaría en mi contra.
Another question.
Otra pregunta.
Look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
Will Hasatan be in the courtroom?
¿Será que Satanás estará en ese tribunal?
Will Hasatan,
¿Será que Satanás,
the accuser,
el acusador,
will the accuser be in your courtroom?
el acusador estará en este tribunal?
Well, we got to find out the procedures.
Vamos a averiguar el procedimiento.
Will he be able to speak against me?
¿Será que él se levantará a hablar en tu contra?
Will he be able to speak against me?
¿Será que él se levantará a hablar en tu
Mary just
contra?
went like, we're going to learn about the procedures, everybody.
Vamos a aprender el procedimiento.
The procedures tell you if he's going to speak against you.
El procedimiento te enseña si él va a hablar en tu contra.
Now, here's the next part.
Ahora la siguiente parte.
Is a jury going to convict me?
¿Será que jurado me va a condenar?
Is a jury going to convict me?
¿Será que el jurado me va a condenar?
See, in that picture, you only see a little bit of the court.
En esa imagen solo ves una pequeña parte del tribunal.
In the procedures, are we going to see that there is a jury?
En el procedimiento vamos a ver si hay un jurado.
Is there going to be a jury there
¿Será-
in your courtroom?
¿Será que estará ahí un jurado en tu día de corte?
Is the jury going to convict me?
¿El jurado me va a condenar
Or is the jury going to free me?
o me va a dejar ir, me va a dar libertad?
Is the jury going to convict me or is the jury going to free me?
Si me va a condenar o me va a dar libertad.
In that courtroom,
En esa corte,
do I get to speak?
¿será que se me permite hablar?
Ooh. In the courtroom, do I get to speak?
¿Será que se me permite hablar?
Do I get to say anything?
¿Será que puedo decir algo?
Are you interested in the rest of the lesson?
¿Estás
Or should we
interesado?
stop right now?
¿O nos detenemos ahora?
Pretty fascinating.
Es fascinante.
Then the last part,
La última parte.
who gets to make the final judgment?
¿Quién es que da la conclusión final?
Who gets to make the final judgment?
¿Quién es el que declara la última decisión?
Who gets to make the final decision?
¿Quién toma la decisión final?
Go back to 2 Corinthians 5, verse 9 and 10.
Regresemos a segunda carta de Corintios 5, 9 y 10.
Lots of very interesting things, don't you think?
Muchas cosas interesantes, no lo
2
pienses.
Corinthians 5, verse 9 and 10.
Segunda carta de Corintios 5, 9 y 10.
2 Corinthians 5, verse 9 and 10.
Segunda carta de Corintios 5, 9 y 10.
Therefore, whether at home or away from home, we try our utmost to please him. For we must all appear before the Messiah's court of judgment, where everyone will receive the good or bad consequences of what he did while he was in the body. Amen?
Amén.
Now it says Messiah's court in this translation,
Ahora en esta traducción dice el tribunal de juicio del Mesías,
but in other translations it says seat.
pero en otras traducciones dice asiento.
Let's see what it says in the Greek and what it means.
Vamos a ver lo que dice en el griego y qué significa.
I'm going to read it in English,
Amén.
and then Elizabeth's going to do it in Espanol, and then we're going to look at a whole bunch of the definitions.
Amén.
Okay? Court, seat, G968 is the Greek word bema or bema. Bema? Bema. Bema. Well, in Hebrew, it would be the bema in the synagogue. Uh-huh. Number one, oh man. A step, pace, the space which a foot covers, a foot beneath. Number two, a raised place mounted by steps. A platform, tribunal or tribune. Number four, the official seat of a judge. Number five, Herod built a structure resembling the throne of Caesarea, from which he viewed the games and made speeches to the people. Español.
Amén. La definición para corte, asiento, la palabra G968. Definición, un paso, el ritmo, el espacio de una cubierta de pie, un pie, respiración. Un lugar elevado montado por pasos, una plataforma, tribuna, asiento oficial de un juez. Herodes construyó una estructura que se asemejaba a un trono en Cesarea, desde el cual veía los juegos y daba discursos a la gente.
All right, so now we're getting a little picture of what the courtroom will look like.
Ahora se nos está entregando una pequeña imagen de lo que va a lucir
Look at the picture, everybody.
Miren esta imagen.
Because now we're looking at definition number 2.
Ahora miren la definición 2.
A raised place mounted by steps.
Un lugar elevado, montado por pasos.
Look at the picture, everybody.
Miren la imagen.
You're getting a little picture of what the courtroom is going to look like now.
Ahora estás recibiendo una imagen de cómo va a lucir este tribunal.
His courtroom is you're going to have to go up some steps to get in there.
Vas a tener que subir algunos escalones para llegar allí.
Look at definition number 3.
Miren la definición 3.
A platform, a tribune.
Una plataforma, tribuna.
So you're going to have to go up steps
Vas a tener que ir unos pasos.
And then it's going to come to a platform.
Y va entonces a llegar hasta una plataforma.
So here, Messiah's court,
Aquí en la corte del Mesías.
you got to go into it. You got to go up some steps.
Tienes que entrar por ella, tienes que subir algunos escalones.
And then in his seat
Ahora en su asiento
is raised above others.
está más alto que los otros.
It is on a platform.
Está en una plataforma.
Getting the picture of what
Te-
we see up there,
¿Te
everybody?
estás imaginando eso que vemos ahí arriba?
And if the Father is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Y si el Padre es el mismo hoy, ayer y por siempre,
get a picture of what it's going to look like and what's going to go on there.
mira la imagen de lo que va a lucir y qué es lo que va a pasar allá.
Look at definition number 4.
Miren la definición 4.
The official seat of a judge, singular.
El asiento oficial de un juez.
Look at the middle of the picture, everybody.
Miren el centro de esa fotografía.
You see one seat, don't you?
Ves un asiento,
Right?
¿verdad?
It's enveloped in light.
Ahí está rodeado de luz.
Who's enveloped in light? The
¿Quién?
Father of lights.
¿Quién está rodeado por luz? El Padre de las luces.
Getting a little picture of what this courtroom's going to look like?
Está recibiendo una imagen de cómo va a lucir o verse esta corte.
It's going to get deep, everybody.
Esto va a profundizarse.
We're all going to be in that courtroom, what it looks like there.
Todos vamos a compadecer ahí, como luce ahí.
So we got the picture there.
Tenemos esa imagen.
And there's a man there with his hand raised, his right arm is raised.
Hay un hombre ahí con la mano derecha levantada.
And he's got his arm around the other man. His left arm is around this other man.
Y él está ahí abrazando al otro hombre.
It seems as if he's consoling him
Parece que lo está consolando.
because the man's head is down.
Porque la cabeza de este hombre está cabizbaja.
Is it in reverence?
Como en reverencia.
Okay. But then you see a bunch of stairs
Pero ahí ves muchos escalones
that goes up, and it looks like the commandments are there.
que suben y pareciera que los mandamientos
Will the
estén ahí.
commandments be there? We're
¿Será
gonna
que los
find out.
mandamientos están ahí? Lo vamos a
We're gonna
averiguar.
find out.
Lo vamos a averiguar.
Oh, Manischewitz, we're going to find out.
Manischewitz.
Okay, let me just forward this a little bit. Let's go back to verse 10.
Regresemos al versículo 10.
For we all must appear before Messiah's court of judgment, where everyone will receive good or bad consequences of what he did while he was in the body. Amen?
Amén.
Now we're going to focus on the word appearance.
Ahora vamos a enfocarnos en esta palabra de
It
compadecer.
says everyone is going to appear.
Dice que todos van a compadecer.
Everyone that has ever lived
Todo el que ha vivido alguna
is going
vez
to appear in that courtroom with the steps.
va a compadecer en este tribunal con esos escalones.
And when you're climbing those steps,
Y cuando va subiendo por esos escalones,
what are you going to receive?
¿qué es lo que vas a
The
recibir?
consequences of being good,
Las consecuencias por hacer el bien
okay, or consequences of being bad.
o las consecuencias por el mal.
Because consequences can be good
Porque algunas consecuencias pueden ser buenas.
if you know that you have a court date now,
Si tienes un día de corte ahora,
okay, if you know that you're going to be in that court.
si sabes que vas a estar en ese tribunal.
Now remember,
Ahora acuérdate,
Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Elohim es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Consequences can be good
Las consecuencias pueden ser buenas
if you're doing what he said to do.
si tú haces lo que Él te pide.
Remember, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Acuérdate que Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Consequences can be bad,
Las consecuencias pueden ser malas.
and we're going to look at how they can be good or bad.
Y vamos a mirar esto, cómo pueden ser buenas o malas.
Remember, Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Acuérdate que Elohim es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Now look at verse 10.
Ahora miren el versículo 10.
We must all appear before the Messiah's court of judgment, where everyone will receive the good or bad consequences of what he did while he was in the body. Amen? We're going to receive good or bad consequences
Vamos a recibir buenas o malas consecuencias
of what we did while we were in the body.
de lo que hicimos mientras estábamos en el cuerpo.
Okay? So once you've heard the truth,
Una vez que escuchaste la verdad,
did the truth set you free?
¿será que la verdad te hizo libre?
Did you teshuva? Remember the Malachi scripture.
Hiciste teshuva, acuérdate de la escritura de Malaquías.
What did it say in Malachi 3:7?
¿Qué dijo Malaquías 3:7?
Return to me. You have to do that first.
Regresa a mí, tienes que hacer esto primero.
Then Yehovah said, I'm going to return to you.
Entonces Jehová dice, yo regresaré a ti.
Remember, Yeshua said, I and the Father are one.
Acuérdate que Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno.
You're going to get consequences of what you did while you were in the body.
Vas a recibir las consecuencias de lo que hiciste mientras estabas en el cuerpo.
And the world is going to get consequences of what they did while they were not in the body.
Y el mundo va a recibir las consecuencias de lo que hizo mientras no estaba en el cuerpo.
Remember, Yeshua and the Yehovah Elohim are the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Acuérdate que Yeshua y Elohim son el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
So now we're going to look at what's going to happen scripturally
Ahora vamos a ver lo que va a suceder escrituralmente
in this courtroom,
en ese tribunal.
that every person that ever lived is going to have their court day.
Que cada persona que ha existido va a tener su día en ese tribunal.
Once again, we're going to look at who's going to be there,
Una vez más vamos a mirar quién va a estar ahí,
how the event will go,
cómo va a acontecer este evento,
how to prepare now for your trial then.
cómo prepararnos ahora para nuestro día de juicio en ese día.
How do you prepare now for your trial then?
¿Cómo te preparas ahora para ese día?
Right now, there's a legal procedure going on in your lives.
Ahora hay un procedimiento legal que se está desarrollando en tu vida.
Right now, it's going on in your lives
Ahora mismo está en tu vida
and everybody's life on the planet.
y en la vida de todos en el planeta.
The legal procedure is called discovery.
Este procedimiento legal se llama el descubrimiento.
Write down, the legal procedure is called discovery.
Escríbelo, se llama descubrimiento.
The legal procedure is called discovery.
Este procedimiento legal se llama descubrimiento.
The legal procedure is called discovery.
Se llama descubrimiento.
Now, this procedure
Ahora este procedimiento
has been going on in your life
ha estado aconteciendo en tu vida
from the time that you were born.
desde el tiempo que naciste.
Let me say that again.
Déjame y lo repito.
This legal procedure called discovery
Este procedimiento legal que se llama descubrimiento
has been going on from the time that you have been born.
ha estado pasando desde el tiempo que naciste
And then till the time you accepted
hasta el tiempo que aceptaste
or did not accept Yeshua as Messiah.
o que no aceptaste a Yeshua como tu Mesías.
Now, I'm going to read, do you have it in Spanish?
Amén.
I'm going to read what discovery is in the legal terms,
Voy a leer qué es este descubrimiento en términos legales,
because that's what's going on in your life right now.
porque eso es lo que está pasando en tu vida ahora mismo.
The hallmark of Yehovah's legal system is the principle that there should be as few surprises as possible in the course of a lawsuit. In discovery, disclosure of all relevant facts and documents to the other side prior to trial. Discovery takes three basic forms: written discovery, document production, and depositions. When discovery, had you read my books, says Yehovah, there will be a test. Is that there? Document production, Yeshua says, what did you do with my talent given to you? Third, deposition. You're saying, who will testify for or against me? Español.
Amén.
Wow.
Un sello distintivo
Madre mío.
Amén. Un sello distintivo del sistema legal de Jehová es el principio de que debe haber tan pocas sorpresas como sea posible en el curso de una demanda. En el descubrimiento, la divulgación de todos los hechos y documentos relevantes al otro lado antes del juicio. El descubrimiento toma tres formas básicas: descubrimiento escrito, producción de documentos y deposiciones. Descubrimiento escrito. Si hubiéramos leído mis libros, dice Jehová, habrá una prueba. Producción documentada. Yeshua dice, ¿qué hiciste con el talento que te di? Deposición. Usted está diciendo, ¿quién testificará a mi favor o en mi contra?
Amen.
Amén.
So does that scare you right now?
¿Eso te asusta un
That
poquito?
heaven is spying on you right now.
que el cielo está haciendo espionaje.
Heaven is discovering what's going on in your life right now.
El cielo está descubriendo lo que está pasando en tu vida ahora mismo.
Discovery is a disclosure of everything going on in your life.
Eso es como descubrir todo lo que está pasando en tu vida.
Relevant facts to why God should let you into his house.
Pruebas relevantes de por qué Dios te debe dejar entrar en su casa.
Written discovery is going on.
Es un descubrimiento escrito lo que está pasando.
Jehovah gave us his word.
Jehová nos entregó su
He's
palabra.
the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Y Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
He said, had you read my books?
Él dijo, ¿has leído tú mis libros?
What books do we have to read?
¿Qué libros debemos de leer?
Bereshit, Shemot,
Génesis, Shemot,
Vayikra,
Vayikra,
Bamidbar, Devarim.
Bamidbar y Devarim.
Those are the books.
Esos son los libros.
God is saying there's going to be a test.
Dios dice, va a haber una prueba.
Everybody look up.
Todos miran hacia arriba.
Where's the test going to be?
¿Dónde va a ser esta prueba?
In the courtroom.
En el tribunal de la
Where
corte.
everything's going to be played out in front of everybody else.
Donde todo va a ser ahí puesto delante de ti.
Document production, the second thing of discovery.
Producción documentada.
Yeshua says, what did you do with the talent I gave you?
Yeshua dice, ¿qué hiciste con el talento que te di?
I gave you 5 talents.
Te di 5 talentos.
Well, remember the parable, what he said?
Acuérdate de la parábola, lo
What
que él
did he
dijo.
say?
¿Qué fue lo que él dijo?
There were 3 people he gave money to.
Había 3 personas que él le entregó dinero.
Darwin, he gave them 5 talents.
Le dio 5 talentos.
And the guy said, I made 5 more.
Y uno de ellos le dijo, produje
The
5
one guy
más.
said, you gave me a couple, I made a couple more.
Y otro le dijo, hice un par de más.
And then the one guy said, I buried it.
Y el otro le dijo, yo lo enterré.
And Yeshua said, you didn't even give my money to a bank. What's wrong with you?
Y Yeshua le dijo, ni siquiera lo pusiste en el banco. ¿Qué está
Right.
pasando contigo?
Right now,
Ahora mismo,
God is discovering what's going on in each one of our lives.
Dios está descubriendo lo que está aconteciendo en cada una de nuestras vidas.
His private investigators are looking right inside you.
Sus investigadores privados están mirando dentro de
That
ti.
each and every person,
Que cada persona,
God's heavenly army is looking in discovery in your head.
el ejército celestial de Dios está mirando lo que está pasando en ti.
Discovery is being recorded.
Esto está siendo grabado.
It's being recorded in heaven right now.
Está siendo registrado en el cielo ahora mismo.
For this lesson, it's being recorded in their books.
Esta lección está siendo registrada en sus libros.
God does nothing in secret.
Dios no hace nada en secreto.
He's telling you through his word
Él te está diciendo a través de su
that
palabra
I'm recording everything that's going on for your trial later.
que Él está registrando todo lo que está sucediendo para tu día de corte después.
It's not being done secretly, for Yehovah does nothing in secret.
Eso no se está haciendo en secreto porque Jehová no hace nada en secreto.
Let's go back to verse 10.
Vamos al versículo 10.
For we must all appear before the Messiah's court of judgment, where everyone is going to receive good or bad consequences of what he did while he was in the body. Amen?
Amén.
Nothing in secret.
Nada en secreto.
We're all going to appear.
Todos vamos a compadecer.
Discovery's taking place in our lives right now.
Este descubrimiento está aconteciendo en nuestras vidas ahora mismo.
Everything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Todo lo que tú digas y declares será usado en tu contra en el tribunal.
What does the police officer say?
¿Qué es lo que dice el oficial de
You have
policía?
the right to remain silent.
Tienes el derecho de guardar silencio.
Everything you say
Todo lo que digas
can and will be used against you in a court of law.
podrá y será ser usado en tu contra en la corte.
Because God is discovering what's going on in your head right now.
Porque Dios está descubriendo lo que está pasando en tu mente ahora mismo.
So what's going to happen in that place?
¿Qué va a suceder en ese lugar?
What's going to happen in Yah's courtroom?
¿Qué va a suceder en el tribunal de Yah?
Because remember, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque ten en mente que Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Now let me ask you a question.
Ahora te pregunto algo.
Is discovery different for the Jew as it is for the Gentile?
¿Esta investigación o descubrimiento es diferente para un judío que para un gentil?
Didn't Yeshua say, didn't he die for us all?
¿No será que Yeshua murió por todos?
Didn't he die for us all?
Él murió por todos.
So that means there's no Jew,
Eso significa que no hay
there's
judío,
no Gentile,
ni gentil,
there's no male,
ni
there's
hombre,
no female.
ni mujer.
That means God's discovering what we're all doing under the same law.
Eso significa que Dios está investigando lo que estamos haciendo todo bajo la misma ley.
So let's discover what's going to go on in that courtroom.
Vamos a investigar qué va a suceder en este tribunal.
Is the lawyer for one of you, is the lawyer for the one for you saying you only have to follow 4 laws?
¿Será que el abogado es para uno porque tú dices, solo tengo que seguir 4 leyes?
See, the Gentile pastor says you only got to follow the 4 laws.
Los pastores gentiles dicen, solo debe de mantener 4 leyes.
That's a pretty crappy lawyer.
Ese es un mal abogado,
That's a pretty stinky lawyer.
el maloliente.
If Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Si Elohim es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre,
let's do some discovery of our own.
vamos a investigar nosotros
Would you like
mismos.
to know what the procedures are that are going to go on in your
¿Te,
in
gus-
that courtroom?
¿Te gustaría saber los procedimientos que van a suceder en ese tribunal?
We must all come into the Queen's Court.
Debemos entrar en la
But we're
corte
going
de
to
la
come
rey.
into the King's Court.
Vamos a entrar en la corte del rey.
Nigel Thornberry will be your attorney. No. We're going to do some discovering of our own.
Vamos a investigar por nosotros mismos.
Would you like to discover the procedures that are going to happen in your courtroom in eternity, sir? Mr. Dr. J here, would you like to discover what is going to go on in your courtroom? Miss Kamaluch, Cartagena, you're going to have a date right there in the courtroom. Would you like to discover what the procedure is going to be like?
Uy,
Young man, it might be only 10 years till you get to that courtroom. Would you like to discover what is going to happen in your court? Yes or no? Abraham, you spent 40 years in that crazy Christian pagan church.
amén.
If God is the same yesterday, today, and forever, would you like to discover what your court date is going to be like and who's going to be there? Llamas!
Uy. Investiga.
David! And Gregorio. Vicente Lemma. The law firm of David, and David. And Gregorio. He's a silent partner. Gentlemen, would you rise? Would you rise, please?
Que
Levántese,
se
por favor.
levanten a los caballeros.
Levántese, por favor. David, and Gregorio. I want you all to take a very close look.
Quiero que los miren de cerca.
I want you to take a look at your courtroom.
Quiero que mires esa imagen del tribunal.
Would you like to know what's going to go on in that courtroom, David?
¿Te gustaría
Gregorio,
saber qué va a suceder ahí en
David.
ese tribunal?
Okay, let's take a look. Let's
Vamos a
take a
mirar.
look. Please be seated, please.
Siéntense, por favor, vamos a investigar.
Court is now going to proceed.
Ahora vamos a proceder.
We're going to look at the word of the Lord
Vamos a mirar la palabra de la ley
to try to discover
para tratar de descubrir
what is going to happen to David, and Gregorio.
qué le va a suceder a David y a Gregorio.
We're going to try to discover what's going to happen to Kamaluch.
Vamos a tratar de descubrir qué le va a pasar a Carmen
We're going to try to discover what's going to happen to Moses
y a Moisés
and Tiffany.
y a Tiffany.
Tiffany, would you like to learn the procedures, Miss Tiffany?
¿Te gustaría aprender los procedimientos?
No, I'd rather go into it blind, she says.
Que no.
Okay? Now let's start this courtroom proceedings.
Vamos a empezar este procedimiento de
Let's
corte.
turn to the book of Deuteronomy,
Vamos a Deuteronomio.
chapter 25,
Vamos a Deuteronomio 25,
verse 1, 2, and 3.
versículo 1, 2 y 3.
Does this interest you at all?
¿Será que esto te interesa?
I'm going to jump out of my English accent now and get Jerry Steinfeld on you. How am I doing?
Amén.
Deuteronomy, Devarim 25,
Vamos a Deuteronomio
verse
25,
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2 y 3.
This part is called Understanding How the Court is Set Up.
Esta parte se titula Comprender cómo se establece el tribunal.
How is it going to be set up?
¿Cómo va a ser establecido?
Verse 1, 2, and 3.
Versículo 1, 2 y 3.
If people have a dispute, seek its resolution in court, and the judges render a decision in favor of the righteous one and condemning the wicked one, then if the wicked one deserves to be flogged, the judge is to have him lie down and be flogged in his presence. The number of strokes is to be proportionate to his offense. The maximum number is 40. He is not to exceed this. If he goes over this limit and beats him more than this, your brother will be humiliated before your eyes. Let's go to verse number 1 to begin our procedure.
Vamos a empezar el procedimiento con el versículo 1.
If the people have a dispute, seek its resolution in court, the judge renders a decision in favor of the righteous one, condemning the wicked one. Amen?
Amén.
The first word we look at in the time of discovery
La primera palabra que miramos en esta investigación
is the word court.
es la palabra corte.
Okay? We're going to look at the word court first.
Vamos a mirar esta palabra corte.
What we're looking at in verse number 1
Lo que estamos mirando en el versículo 1
is what goes on in the court.
es lo que sucede en la corte.
Look at verse 1 again.
Miren el versículo 1.
The people have a dispute, seek its resolution in court, and the judges render decision in favor of the righteous one and condemning the wicked one. Amen?
Amén.
So what happens in a court
¿Qué sucede en la corte?
is there's a dispute.
Si hay una disputa.
Everybody is going to be in the court.
Todos van a estar en la corte.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Why? The first thing that we're going to discover,
Lo primero que vamos a descubrir.
how many people are perfect?
¿Cuántas personas son perfectas?
How many people are perfect?
¿Cuántas son perfectas?
Only one.
Uno.
That was Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Okay? This is why it's called Messiah's court.
Es por eso que se llama el tribunal de Yeshua.
So the first thing we discover in our discovery,
Lo primero que descubrimos en esta investigación,
what did we read in 2 Corinthians 5?
que leímos en segunda carta de Corintios
Verse
5,
10,
versículo 10,
that we're all going to be in Messiah's court.
que todos vamos a compadecer en el tribunal del Mesías.
So now our discovery in the Torah
Ahora nuestro descubrimiento en la Torá
teaches us that courts are designed for disputes.
Nos enseña que las cortes fueron diseñadas para disputas.
So everybody's going to come into that court.
Todos van a entrar en esa corte.
Now, here, will the dispute cost you everything?
Ahora aquí, ¿será que la disputa te costará todo?
Or will you be able to not be found guilty?
¿O será que te serás encontrado inocente?
Okay? So here, we're all going to be in court.
Ahora aquí todos vamos a estar en corte.
God has a dispute with every person on the planet
Dios tiene una disputa con todas las personas en el planeta,
because we are all sinful people.
porque somos personas pecaminosas.
So the first thing that we all must
La
understand,
primera cosa que debemos de entender,
okay, because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
porque Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
God has a dispute with every Jew and Gentile.
Dios tiene una disputa con todo judío o gentil.
Okay, now the next part we look at verse 1, number 1 again.
Ahora miremos el versículo 1 una vez más.
Okay, if the people have a dispute, seek its resolution in court, and the judges render a decision in favor of the righteous one and the condemning the wicked one. Amen?
Amén.
Now, what is the word for court?
Ahora, ¿cuál es la palabra para corte?
Okay, the word for court is H4941. It is, the root word is mishpat. I'm going to read a very long definition
Amen.
in English, and then Elizabeth is going to do it in Spanish.
Amén.
Mishpat, it is the number 1, judgment, justice, ordinance, singular. Number 2, act of deciding a case. Number 3, place, court, seat of judgment. Number 4, process, procedure, litigation before judges. Number 5, case, cause presented for judgment. Number 6, sentence, decision of judgment. Number 7, execution of judgment. Number 8, justice, right, rectitude, attributes of God or man. Number 9, ordinance. Number 10, decision in law. Number 11, proper, fitting, measure, fitness, custom, manner, plan. Woo! This is what's going to go on in the mishpat.
Esto es lo que va a suceder en el Mishpat. Definición para cortes. La palabra H4941, el juicio, la justicia, la ordenanza, acto de decidir un caso, lugar, corte, asiento del juicio, proceso, procedimiento, litigio, antes de los jueces. Caso, la causa, presentado para juicio, sentencia, decisión de juicio, ejecución de juicio, justicia, derecho, rectitud, atributos de Dios u hombre, ordenanza, decisión en ley, adecuada, apropiada, medida, estado físico, personalizado, manera, plan.
Amen.
Amén.
All right, let's take a look at a bunch of these meanings.
Vamos a mirar un grupo de estas definiciones.
Number 1, judgment, justice, ordinances. Amen?
Amén. Número 1, el juicio, la justicia, la ordenanza.
So we're all going to appear in this court,
Todos vamos a compadecer en este tribunal.
a place where judgment's going to happen,
Un lugar donde vas a pasar juicio.
justice is going to happen.
Va a suceder justicia.
That's said on ordinances.
Y un conjunto de ordenanzas.
Now, according to Elohim's perfect, never-changing laws,
Ahora, de acuerdo con las leyes perfectas que nunca cambian de Elohim,
we're going to be in that court of Messiah.
vamos a estar en esta corte del Mesías.
And if God is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Y si Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
in that court, look at the picture,
en ese
everybody.
tribunal, y miren la imagen,
Look at the picture.
miren la imagen,
You're going to be judged according to whose ordinances?
vas a ser juzgado de acuerdo a las ordenanzas de
God's
quién?
ordinances.
De Dios.
Because he's got a problem with each and every person.
Porque Él tiene un problema con cada uno.
Okay? The court is
La corte, el tribunal es
a place where,
un lugar donde,
number 2,
número 2,
an act of deciding the case.
es un acto de decidir un caso.
An act in deciding the case.
Un acto de decidir un caso.
According to Elohim's perfect, never changing laws.
De acuerdo con las leyes perfectas de Elohim que nunca cambian.
He's going to decide your case.
Él va a decidir tu caso.
Now remember, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Acuérdate que Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Yeshua said, I and the Father are one.
Yeshua dijo, yo y el Padre somos uno.
Jehovah doesn't change his mind.
Jehová no cambia de parecer.
So in that court,
En esta corte,
they're going to decide the case on what procedure.
ellos van a decidir el caso en qué procedimiento.
Everybody now,
Ahora,
6-1-3,
6-1-3.
whoa, whoa, 6-1-3, whoa, whoa, 6-1-3. Let's look at number 3.
Miremos la definición 3.
Place, court, seat of judgment.
Amén. Lugar, corte, asiento del juicio.
In that court,
En esa corte,
in the court of Messiah,
en la corte del
the
Mesías,
seat of judgment,
el trono de juicio.
Jehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Jehová es el mismo, ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Yeshua and the Father are one.
Yeshua y el Padre son uno.
Raíz.
Raíz.
Okay, Mia, they agree with everything.
Mía, están de acuerdo con todo.
So in that place,
En ese lugar,
in that court,
en esa corte,
in that seat of judgment,
en ese asiento de juicio,
the procedures that are going to go on are according to God's Torah.
los procedimientos que van a estar sucediendo van de acuerdo con la Torah de Dios.
Number 4,
Número 4.
in that court,
En esa corte.
number 4,
Número 4.
process, procedure, litigation.
Amén. Dice proceso, procedimiento, litigio.
In your court,
En tu corte
they're going to litigate your case according to what?
van a litigar en acuerdo con qué?
4 laws?
De acuerdo a 4 leyes.
No.
No.
For if God is the same yesterday, today, and forever, oh my goodness
Dios
gracious,
es
golly
el
gee willikers,
mismo ayer,
Batman.
hoy, por siempre.
You're going to have to litigate your case according to what?
Vas a tener que hacer tu litigación de acuerdo con qué?
According to the 613 laws of God.
De acuerdo con las 613 leyes de Dios.
But we live under grace.
Pero vivimos bajo la gracia.
Yes, you're going to have an opportunity to discover what the case is against you in his court.
Sí, vas a tener la oportunidad de descubrir tu caso, el caso en tu contra en la corte.
Ooh, everybody got a little silent.
Todos se quedaron silenciosos.
I didn't make this up. I'm just telling you what the Word of God says.
Yo no fabriqué esto, te estoy diciendo lo que dice la palabra de Dios.
But if you like, I could bring on my friend.
Pero si tú quieres te puedo traer a mi
You don't
amiguito.
have to follow any of this.
No tienes que seguir nada de esto.
All you got to do is abstain from adult fornication
Todo lo que tienes que hacer es abstenerte de fornicación
and meat strangled and it was given up to.
y aquello estrangulado.
If God is the same yesterday
Si Dios es el
Today-
mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
and forever, how are they going to litigate your case?
¿cómo ellos van a litigar tu caso?
According to the eternal rules.
De acuerdo con las normas eternas.
Number 5,
Número 5.
case, cause presented for judgment.
Caso. Derecho, rectitud. No. Sorry.
Number 5.
Caso, la causa, presentado para juicio.
Okay? Who's going to present the case against you?
¿Quién va a presentar el caso en tu contra?
Could be 1, 2, maybe a whole bunch of people.
Pueden ser uno o dos, 3 personas.
Will there be witnesses against you?
¿Habrán testigos en tu contra?
Maybe a whole host of angels.
Quizá un buen grupo de ángeles.
But it's going to be presented for judgment against you.
Pero se van a presentar para juicio en tu contra.
Remember, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Acuérdate que Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
What did Malachi 3 verse 7 say?
¿Qué dijo Malaquías 3:7?
Return to me,
Regresen a mí
and I will return to
y
you.
yo regresaré a ustedes.
Because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
You must be born again.
Tú debes nacer de nuevo.
Because we're all going to be in that court.
Porque todos vamos a compadecer en este tribunal.
They're going to present things against you in judgment against you.
Te van a presentar evidencias en tu contra.
Let's look at number 6.
Miremos la definición 6.
Sentence, decision of judgment.
Sentencia, decisión de juicio.
Is this worrying anybody?
¿Esto está preocupando a
It should.
algunos? Debería.
It should. This is why we're going through discovery.
Debería, por eso es que estamos investigando.
Because God said, return to me.
Porque Dios dice, regresa a mí.
I don't think any Christian pastor's ever done a lesson like this one.
Yo no creo que ningún pastor cristiano ha hecho una lección como
I'm pretty
esta.
sure most Messianic rabbis have not done one like this one.
Ni tampoco rabinos mesiánicos.
Martin, did you ever hear one like this in the 13 years in the pagan Messianic congregation? Zero. But it's all right there.
Pero todo está ahí.
It's pretty interesting, don't you think?
Muy interesante, ¿no lo crees?
Let's see if there's another definition. Let me roll my page. Whoa! Jiminy Crickets, number 7. What does number 7? They're going to execute judgment on you.
Amén. Definición 7, ejecución de juicio.
Now, if Elohim is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Si Elohim es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
and he swallowed up Korach for going against Moses and the leadership,
y él hizo que la tierra se tragara a Corá por rebelarse,
what do you think's going to happen to you?
¿qué crees que te va a suceder a ti?
What about the other people, the 24,000 that died in the desert?
¿Qué tal los 24,000 que murieron en el desierto?
What about the 3,000 that died for making the idol?
¿Qué tal los 3,000 que murieron por fabricar un ídolo?
Number 7, execution of judgment.
Número 7, ejecución de juicio.
Number 8, ocho, justice, right, rectitude. That means the attributes of God.
Amén. Número 8, justicia, derecho, rectitud, atributos de Dios u hombre.
They're going to judge you.
Te van a juzgar.
The Supreme Court leader is going to judge you
El Corte Supremo de Justicia te va a juzgar
on what he thinks is right.
en lo que él piensa que es correcto.
So in Leviticus 18 verse 22 he says, don't have sex with a man if you're a man.
En Levíticos 18:22 dice no tengas relaciones sexuales con un hombre si eres un hombre.
And in Leviticus it talks about not being an adulterer.
Y también habla de no ser un adúltero.
Okay? So they're going to give you justice according to their rules.
Te van a hacer justicia de acuerdo a sus reglas.
And remember, Yehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Y acuérdate que Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Let's look at number 9. This is your key.
La definición 9, y esta es tu clave.
Number 9 is ordinance.
Número 9 es ordenanza.
Where can we find the ordinances that they're going to judge us on?
¿Dónde podemos encontrar estas ordenanzas por las cuales se nos va a juzgar?
In the books
En los libros.
called Torah,
Se llama la Torá,
Bereshit,
Bereshit,
Shemot, Exodus,
Shemot, Éxodo,
Leviticus, Vayikra,
Levíticos, Vayikra,
Bamidbar, Numbers,
Bamidbar, Number,
Devarim,
Números.
Deuteronomy,
Número.
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomio, Devarim.
They're going to judge according to their ordinances
Van a juzgar de acuerdo a sus ordenanzas,
because it's their courts.
porque es su corte,
It's the supreme courts.
es la corte suprema.
And remember, Yehovah says, I don't change.
Y acuérdate que Jehová dice, yo no cambio, yo no cambio.
Yeshua said, I and the Father are one.
Yeshua dice, yo y el Padre somos uno.
So it could not mean when he was on the cross saying, it's finished.
No pudo, no quiso decir en la corte que todo se había terminado, en la cruz.
He said his race was done.
Él dijo que su carrera se había
The
terminado.
ordinances are his perfect, never changing laws.
Sus ordenanzas son sus leyes perfectas que no cambian.
Number 10, decision of law.
Número 10, decisión en ley.
They're going to judge you in their laws.
Te van a juzgar con por medio de su ley.
But we only got to follow 4 laws because Acts chapter 15 says, you know.
Porque solo debemos de seguir 4 leyes porque lo dice Hechos 15.
The council at Jerusalem said, and they were wrong.
El concilio de Jerusalén dijo, ellos estaban equivocados.
If God is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Si Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
if the court is going to be on his ordinances,
si la corte, el tribunal va a ser de acuerdo a sus
and
ordenanzas.
2 Corinthians 5 says we all got to appear in the court.
En segunda carta de Corintios 5 dice que todos vamos a compadecer.
What is the court? It's a dispute.
Que es la corte, es una disputa.
But we only got to do these 4 laws.
Pero solo debemos de hacer 4 leyes. No.
The council was wrong.
Este concilio estaba
The
equivocado.
council was 100% wrong.
100% equivocado.
But this is what the Gentiles are reading.
Esto es lo que los gentiles están leyendo.
But we're all got to appear in the court.
Pero todos vamos a compadecer en la corte.
Let's look at number 11.
Miremos la definición 11.
Proper, fitting, measure, fitness, custom, manner, plan.
Definición 11. Adecuada, apropiada, medida, estado físico, personalizado, manera, plan.
What's the plan?
¿Cuál es el plan?
Yeshua said, follow me.
Yeshua dijo, sígueme.
Sígueme. He said,
Sígueme.
follow me. Are you following the plan?
¿Estás tú siguiendo el plan?
How many ham sandwiches did Yeshua eat?
¿Cuántos sándwiches de jamón se comió Yeshua?
Didn't eat any.
Ninguno.
Did Peter eat of the food in Acts chapter 10?
Pedro, él comió de la comida en Hechos 10.
What happened in Acts 10?
¿Qué sucedió en Hechos
The
10?
vision came down.
Descendió esta
And the
visión
voice said, eat.
y la voz le dijo, come.
And Peter said, no.
Y Kefa le dijo, no,
I don't eat that garbage. That's not food to me.
yo no como esa basura, eso no es alimento para mí.
What was the sheet let down by? The 4 corners.
En que descendió esta sábana en las 4 esquinas.
It was a linen sheet.
Era de lino.
What am I wearing right now? A linen sheet.
Es una sábana de lino.
Why was it let down by the 4 corners?
Porque fue bajada en las 4 esquinas.
It's the laws of God.
Son las leyes de Dios.
But we live under grace.
Pero vivimos bajo la gracia.
What happened in Acts chapter 5?
¿Qué sucede en Hechos 5?
What happened to those 2 people that lied to Peter?
¿Qué pasó con esos dos que le mintieron a Kefa?
They died.
Ellos murieron.
They must have been in court.
Ellos debieron de haber estado en
And
corte.
if God is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Y si Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
what is God's plan?
¿cuál es el plan de Dios?
Everybody now,
Todos,
613.
613.
Whoa, whoa.
613.
613. Whoa, whoa. 613. Let's go back to Devarim 25, please.
Regresemos a Deuteronomio 25,
Let's read verse 1 again.
el versículo 1, una vez más.
If people have a dispute, seek its resolution in court, and the judges render a decision in favor of the righteous one and condemning the wicked one. Amen?
Amén.
In this court that we're all going to go to,
En esta corte donde todos vamos a presentarnos,
it's where disputes are settled,
es donde se arreglan las disputas
or a resolution is passed on your eternal life.
o pasan las resoluciones en tu vida eterna.
But the court is set on emet. It is set on truth.
Pero la corte está establecida en la verdad, en Emet.
In the court that we're going to, both Jew and Gentile are going to that court.
A la corte donde vamos ambos, judíos y gentiles, van a ir.
Now, what else did it say in verse 1?
¿Qué más dice en el
What's another key word?
¿Cuál es otra palabra
The
clave?
court is set on emet, truth,
Esta corte está establecida en Emet, en la verdad,
or righteousness.
o justicia.
The court is going to seek righteousness.
Esta corte va a estar buscando la verdad, la
Write that one
justicia.
down. The court is going to seek righteousness.
La corte va a estar buscando la justicia.
The court is going to seek righteousness.
Va a estar buscando la justicia.
The court is going to seek righteousness.
Va a estar buscando la justicia.
The other thing the court's going to do,
La otra cosa que va a hacer la corte,
it's going to seek who is wicked.
va a buscar quién es perverso.
The court's going to seek who is wicked.
Va a buscar quién es perverso.
And they're going to judge
Y van a juzgar
what is righteous and what is wicked according to their never changing laws.
qué es justo, qué es justicia o justo o qué es perverso, de acuerdo a estas leyes que no
Now
cambian.
remember, Yehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Ahora acuérdate que Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
In our discovery,
En nuestra investigación,
because we're doing our discovery now,
porque estamos haciendo nuestro propio
would we be able
descubrimiento,
to know what the judge would consider righteous?
¿sabríamos nosotros lo que el juez considera como justo?
Would we be able to understand what the judge considers righteous or wicked
¿Podríamos nosotros saber lo que el juez considera justo o perverso,
according to their never changing laws?
de acuerdo con sus leyes que no cambian?
Go back to verse 1.
Regresemos al versículo 1.
If people have a dispute, seek its resolution in court, and their judge renders a decision in favor of the righteous one and condemning the wicked one. Amen?
Amén.
Now, if Yehovah is going to hold the judges accountable to a standard,
Si Jehová va a juzgarnos y nos va a responsabilidad de acuerdo a sus normas,
let me say something.
déjame y te digo algo.
Think of this deeply.
Piensa en esto profundamente.
God is giving his procedures here on earth.
Dios está dando sus procedimientos aquí en la tierra.
If he's going to hold those judges accountable for righteousness,
Si Él va a responsabilizar a esos jueces por justicia,
how much more is he going to hold himself accountable?
cuánto más Él mismo se va a responsabilizar.
Think about that for a second, everybody.
Piénsalo eso por un segundo.
Wait, Martin didn't get it. In verse 1,
En el versículo
let
1,
me slow down. I'm in second gear now, going up a hill. If he's going to hold those, if he's going to have a standard for those judges
si Él va a tener normas para esos jueces,
to judge on God's standard of what righteousness is,
para juzgar con las normas de Dios en lo que es justicia,
look at the picture.
miren la imagen.
Is God not going to have the same standard in heaven?
¿Será que Dios no va a tener las mismas normas en el cielo?
If he's going to hold them accountable,
Si Él los va a responsabilizar a ellos,
if he is the same yesterday, today, and
si Él
forever,
es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
then isn't he going to be accountable to himself?
¿no será que Él mismo será responsable por Él mismo?
But we're all going to stand in his courtroom.
Pero todos vamos a compadecer en su corte.
So the same standard that applied yesterday
Entonces las mismas normas que aplicaban ayer
is the same standard that applies today.
son las mismas que aplican hoy.
It's the same standard that's going to apply for forever.
Son las mismas que van a aplicar por siempre.
Yeshua didn't come to change the standard.
Yeshua no vino a cambiar las normas.
How can he hold them accountable to that standard
¿Cómo Él lo puede responsabilizar de esas normas?
and his son change everything?
Entonces su hijo viene y cambia todo.
And then we're going to be in court on what standard?
Entonces, ¿bajo cuáles normas vamos a ir a la corte?
On the standard of his righteousness.
En las normas de su justicia.
Wow. Now what is righteous?
Ahora, ¿qué es justo?
Let's take a look at the definition for righteous.
Miremos la definición para justo.
Anybody getting anything so far?
Amén.
Connie's like, Whoa. You doing okay over there, Isabel? Okay. Righteous is H6662. Zedekiah. Zadik. Sorry, Zadik. Got to read it. Read what's written there, son. Zadik means one. That's the root word. Zadik. Just, lawful, righteous. 2, just, right, righteous in government. Number 3, just, right in one's cause. Number 4, just, right in conduct and character. Number 5, righteous as justified and vindicated by God. Number 6, right, correct, lawful. Elizabeth?
Amén. La definición para justo es la palabra H6662, sadik. Es justo, legal, justo, recto, en el gobierno. Apenas a la derecha, en la propia causa. Justo, recto, en la conducta y el carácter. Justo como justificado y vindicado por Dios. Verdadero, correcto, legal.
Wow. Let's take a look at number 1.
Miremos la primera definición.
In your court case,
En tu caso en la corte,
the judge is going to render a decision according to number 1.
el juez va a dictar su decisión de acuerdo a la definición 1.
What's number 1?
¿Cuál es esta definición?
Just, lawful, righteous.
Dice justa, legal, justo.
In your case,
En tu caso.
everybody look at the picture.
Todos miren la
Picture
imagen.
yourself, you're that guy.
Imagínense que ustedes son ese hombre.
Picture yourself, you're that person.
Imagínate que eres esa persona.
One day, you will be that person.
Un día tú serás esa persona
And they're going to judge on what they consider righteous,
y te van a juzgar en lo que ellos consideran como justo,
what they consider lawful.
lo que ellos consideran como justo.
The judge is going to render a decision according to their righteousness.
Él va a dictar sentencia de acuerdo con su justicia.
Number 2,
Número 2.
in your court case,
En tu caso en la corte,
the judge is going to render a decision according to number 2.
él va a dictar el juicio de acuerdo a la definición 2.
Just, righteous in government.
Dice justo, recto en el gobierno.
How did you govern your behavior?
Como tú gobernaste tu comportamiento.
You can't control other people.
Tú no puedes controlar a los demás.
I can't make you believe this.
Yo no te puedo hacer creer esto.
I can't stop you from doing bad things when you're out of my presence.
No te puedo detener de hacer las cosas mal cuando no estás en mi
I can't
presencia.
even stop you from when you're in my presence.
Ni siquiera cuando estás en mi presencia.
I know somebody who's a good cop and will stop you.
Yo sé a alguien que es un buen policía y él te detendrá
And he's going to bring you to jail
y te llevará a la cárcel
because your righteousness in governing your life.
porque eres justo en gobernar tu vida.
In your court,
En tu día de corte,
he's going to ask you, how did you govern your life?
él te va a preguntar cómo tú gobernaste tu vida,
How did you live your life?
cómo viviste la vida.
The judge is going to discover what you're doing right now,
Este juez va a investigar lo que tú estás haciendo ahora mismo,
what you're thinking right now.
lo que estás pensando ahora mismo.
Look at the picture, everybody.
Miren la imagen,
Look at the picture.
miren esa foto.
Now remember,
Acuérdense,
before you get there,
antes de que llegues
what did
allí,
Malachi 3 verse 7 say?
que decía Malaquías 3:7,
Return to me,
regresa a él
and I will return to you.
y él regresará a ti.
This is the hatikva. This is the hope.
Esta es la esperanza,
But you have to make your decisions.
pero tú debes de hacer tu decisión.
In your court case,
En tu caso, en la
the
corte,
judge is going to render a decision according to what? Number 3.
el juez va a dictar justicia de acuerdo a qué, a la definición 3.
What he considers to be just and right.
Lo que él considera como correcto y justo.
In your court case,
En tu día de corte,
the judge is going to render a decision
el juez va a dictar sentencia
according to number 4.
de acuerdo a la definición número 4.
Number 4, definition number 4, just, righteous in conduct and character.
Dice proceso, procedimiento, litigio ante los jueces.
What was your conduct, Gentile?
¿Cuál fue tu conducta, gentil?
I thought you were engrafted into the olive tree.
Yo pensé que eras injertado en el olivo
But we
natural.
only got to follow the 4 laws.
Solo debo de seguir 4 leyes.
We only got to do 4 laws.
Solo 4.
We got to love God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength.
Amar a Dios con todo nuestro ser. Con todo.
Love our neighbor as ourselves.
Amar al prójimo como a nosotros mismos.
Not fornicate.
No fornicar.
and not eat meat strangled.
y no comer carne que de un estrangulado.
But those other laws are for the Jews.
Pero esas otras leyes son para los judíos.
If God is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Si Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre,
He's going to judge you according to your conduct.
Él te va a juzgar de acuerdo a tu conducta.
Number 5.
Definición 5.
Righteous as in justified and vindicated by God. Amen.
Amén.
Number 5, please.
Caso, la causa, presentado para juicio.
In your court date,
En tu día de corte.
everybody look up. In that courtroom.
Todos miren a ese tribunal.
Picture yourself there.
Imagínense ahí.
Picture yourself there.
Imagínense estar ahí.
Will God vindicate your life?
¿Será que Dios va a vindicar tu vida?
Or will Satan be able to accuse you?
¿O Satanás podrá acusarte?
And when does the scale tip in the favor of Satan in your life?
¿Y cuando se inclina la balanza a favor de Satanás en tu vida?
The judge is going to render his order after their discovery of your life.
Este juez va a dictar sentencia cuando investiga en tu vida.
Now, what is discovery, everybody?
¿Y qué significa esto de descubrir?
What are the 3 forms of discovery?
¿Cuáles son estas 3 formas de descubrir?
Written,
Escrita,
documentation,
documentada,
deposition.
deposición.
What are the 3 forms of discovery?
¿Cuáles son estas 3 formas de este descubrimiento?
Written discovery.
Descubrimiento escrito.
Did you read God's word?
Leíste la palabra de Dios.
Document production.
Producción documentada.
What did you do with God's word?
¿Qué hiciste con la palabra de Dios?
Well, we're under grace. We can do whatever we want.
Estamos bajo la gracia, podíamos hacer lo que quisiéramos.
Well, then the devil is going to have a deposition against you.
Entonces el Hasatán va a tener una deposición en tu contra.
Now look at verse 2 and 3.
Ahora miren el versículo 2 y
Deuteronomy,
3.
you didn't think so much was in verse 1, did you?
Amén.
Deuteronomy verse 25, verse 2 and 3.
Deuteronomio 25, 2 y 3.
Then if the wicked one deserves to be flogged, the judge will have him lie down and be flogged in his presence. The number of strokes are to be proportionate to the offense. The maximum is numbers 40. His did not exceed this. If he goes over the limit, he beats him more than this, your brother will be humiliated before your eyes. Amen?
Amén.
Remember there's a parable that Yeshua tells?
Acuérdate que hay una parábola que Yeshua dijo,
The person that didn't know will be lashed with many lashes,
que la persona que no sabía
A few
iba a ser
lashes.
azotado
with few lashes.
con pocos azotes.
But the person that did know
Pero la persona que sabía
will be lashed with many lashes.
va a ser azotado con varios golpes.
Well, why is he saying that?
Porque él está diciendo
And
eso.
where is that going to happen?
¿Y dónde va a suceder eso?
In the court.
En la corte.
Look at verse 2, everybody.
Miren el versículo 2.
Then the wicked one who one deserves to be flogged, the judge is to have him lie down to be flogged in his presence. The number of strokes is to be proportionate to his offense. Amen? What did Yeshua say in that parable?
¿Qué Yeshua dijo en esa parábola?
He's quoting the Torah, everybody.
Él está citando la Torá.
He's trying to show you what needs to happen in
El-
your courtroom.
Él está tratando de enseñarte lo que necesita acontecer en tu día de corte.
But he said something about wicked in verse 2.
Pero él dijo algo acerca de la maldad en el versículo 2.
What is the Hebrew word for wicked?
¿Cuál es esta palabra hebrea para malvado?
H7563 is the root word. It's called rasha. Rasha. Number 1, wicked, criminal. Number 2, guilty one. One guilty of a crime, substantive. Number 3, wicked, hostile to God. Number 4, wicked, guilty of sin against God or man. Amen?
Amén. La definición para malvado es la palabra H7563, rasha, malvado, penal, culpable, culpable del crimen, sustantivo. Malvados, hostil a Dios, malos, culpables de pecado contra Dios o el hombre.
Let's take a look at number 3.
Miremos la definición 3.
Wicked, hostile to God.
Malvados, hostiles a Dios.
How can you be hostile to God? What would they bring against you in that court?
¿Cómo puedes ser tú hostil hacia Dios? ¿Qué es lo que te van a presentar en esa corte?
I don't do Passover. It's for the Jews.
Yo no hago la Pascua, eso es para los judíos.
But Yeshua said, do this in remembrance of me.
Pero Yeshua dijo, haz esto en memoria mía.
You're hostile to God.
Eres hostil hacia Dios.
Everybody look up.
Miren hacia
Look at
arriba.
what's going to happen in that courtroom. They're going to present that in your case.
Miren lo que va a suceder en ese tribunal. Ellos van a presentar esto en tu caso.
40 years in that pagan Gentile church there, Hector.
40 años en esa iglesia pagana.
40 years.
40
You
años.
were hostile to God's word.
Eras hostil a la palabra de Dios.
Now you've done Malachi 3 verse 7.
Ahora has hecho Malaquías 3:7.
Darwin, he did Malachi 3 verse 7.
Malaquías 3:7.
God said, return to me and I'll return to you.
Dios dice, regresa a mí, yo regresaré hacia ti.
Now Yeshua said, I'm going to erase those 40 years, Abraham.
Ahora Yeshua dice, voy a borrar esos 40
Wait, I'm
días.
still trying to erase.
40 años.
Wait some more. Well, maybe
Borrando.
we'll just delete the file.
Borrando.
Okay? Are you hostile to God?
Eres hostil hacia Dios.
What about number 4?
¿Qué tal la definición 4?
Wicked, guilty of sin against God.
Malos, culpables de pecado contra Dios o el hombre.
All this is going to happen in your courtroom.
Todo esto va a pasar en tu día de corte.
You're going to get what you deserve in your courtroom.
Vas a recibir lo que mereces en ese día de corte.
But you'll say, I beg for mercy in the court.
Pero tú dirías, yo pedí misericordia en la corte.
The Lord's going to say, I spoke my word.
El Señor va a decir, yo hablé mi palabra.
I gave you my testimony.
Te di mi testimonio.
I wrote it down for you.
Lo escribí para ti.
I sent my son to you.
Te envié mi hijo.
In Elohim's court it is set on perfect righteousness.
Y la corte de Elohim está establecida en justicia perfecta.
Now, if he said this in his earthly court, how much more in his heavenly court is this going to be followed?
Ahora, si él lo estableció esto en corte terrenal, ¿qué más en su corte celestial lo va a seguir?
He said this in his earthly court.
Él lo estableció en su corte terrenal.
Don't you think the court of Messiah should be above reproach?
¿No crees que la corte del Mesías estaría por encima de todo reproche?
Because why should it be above reproach?
¿Por qué debería de estar por encima de todo reproche?
Why does God's court need to be above everything?
¿Por qué tiene que estar por encima de todo la corte de Dios?
Because if they make one mistake,
Porque si ellos hacen un solo error,
then Satan will have a charge against God, and that's not going to happen.
Satanás va a demandar en contra de Dios y eso no va a suceder.
Let me say that again,
Déjame y lo
everybody.
repito.
Maybe you didn't understand it.
Quizás no lo entendiste.
You all should be going, okay? If they make one mistake,
Si ellos hacen un solo error,
they let one ham-eating goy in,
dejan que entre uno que come jamón
they let one Talmudic Jew in
o un judío talmúdico
that doesn't believe in Messiah,
que no cree en el Mesías,
that is following Talmud over the Torah,
que está siguiendo el Talmud en vez de la
then
Torá.
Satan's going to be able to say, point a finger at God.
Satanás va a poder levantar su dedo en contra de
You
Dios.
broke your rules. You broke your rules. I win.
Quebrantaste tus leyes, gané.
God's not going to let that happen because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Dios no va a permitir que esto suceda porque Él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Let's go to Devarim 16 now.
Vamos a Deuteronomio 16 ahora.
Deuteronomy 16. Anybody learning things here today?
Amén.
Did you ever
Amen.
know that procedures were like this people there before?
¿Sabía que los procedimientos eran así?
Well, no, all those
No.
Jiminy Crickets. Deuteronomy 16, verse 18 through 20.
Deuteronomio 16, del 18 hasta el 20.
This section is called Judges Must Judge According to Righteousness.
Amén. Esta sección se titula Los jueces deben de juzgar de acuerdo a la justicia.
Deuteronomy 16, verse 18 through 20.
Deuteronomio 16, del 18 hasta el 20.
You are to appoint judges and officers for all your gates in the cities Yehovah your Elohim is giving you, tribe by tribe, and they are to judge the people with righteous judgment. You are not to distort justice or show favoritism. You are not to accept a bribe, for the gift blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words or even the upright. Justice, only justice you may pursue, so that you will live and inherit the land Yehovah your Elohim is giving you. You are to appoint judges. Okay, go back to verse 18. Verse 18.
Versículo 18.
You are to appoint judges and officers for all your gates in the cities. Yehovah your Elohim is giving you tribe by tribe. And they are to judge the people with righteous judgment. Amen?
Amén.
He's telling them
Él les está diciendo
that they have to judge with righteous judgment.
que ellos tienen que juzgar con justo juicio
In his earthly courts,
en su corte terrenal,
in all these cities,
en todas estas ciudades.
God made a standard
Dios puso normas
that that the judges must judge righteously.
que los jueces deben de juzgar con justo juicio.
How do you judge righteous, everybody?
¿Cómo tú juzgas con justo juicio?
According to Torah.
De acuerdo con la Torá.
So those judges are going to have to judge according to the Torah.
Esos jueces tienen que juzgar de acuerdo con la Torá.
And what's found in the Torah?
¿Y qué se encuentra en la Torá?
Everybody now,
Todos.
613, whoa, whoa, 613, whoa, whoa, 613. So here he's going to judge the people tribe by tribe.
Aquí él va a juzgar a las personas tribu por tribu.
People, why did he say people?
Personas, porque dice personas.
Let's take a look at the people.
Vamos a mirar esta definición para gente o personas.
People is H5971. The root word is Am. It means number one, nation, people. Number two, persons, members of one's people, compatriots, countrymen. Number three, kinsmen, kindred. Amen? Español.
Amén. La definición para gente, H5971. Nación, gente, personas, miembros de la misma gente, compatriotas, campesinos, pariente, parientes.
Let's look at definition number two.
Miremos la segunda definición.
Persons, members of one's people, compatriots, countrymen. Amen?
Amén. Personas, miembros de la misma gente.
Aren't we supposed to be one body?
¿No estamos nosotros supuestos a ser un solo cuerpo?
Aren't we part of Yeshua?
¿Acaso no somos partes de Yeshua?
Aren't we engrafted into his olive tree?
Somos
Hebrew olive
injertados.
tree?
Somos injertados en el olivo hebreo.
Jew and Gentile blood cleansed, Yeshua's blood cleansed the earth.
Judío y gentil, la sangre del Mesías limpió la tierra.
So here he's going to judge the people equally.
Aquí él va a juzgar a las personas igualmente.
And if he's destroyed Sodom and Amorah,
Si él destruyó a Sodoma y Amorra,
and he is the same yesterday, today, and forever,
y él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
look at verse 19, everybody.
Miren el versículo 19.
You are not to distort justice or show favoritism. You're not to accept a bribe, for the gift blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of even the upright. Amen?
Amén.
Wouldn't he be distorting justice?
No estaría ahí distorsionando la
If he
justicia.
destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah,
Si él destruyó a Sodoma y Gomorra,
he made all the Jews follow the 613
él
laws.
hizo que todos los judíos siguieran las 613 leyes.
He destroyed people in the desert.
Él destruyó personas en el desierto.
Wouldn't he be distorting justice if he let the Gentiles only follow 4 laws?
No estaría él distorsionando la justicia si él deja que los gentiles sigan solo 4 leyes.
Well, we got to just love Lord our God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength.
Debemos de amar al Señor nuestro Dios con todo nuestro corazón, mente y fuerza.
I got to love my neighbor as myself.
Y al prójimo como a mí mismo.
I can't fornicate.
No puedo fornicar.
I can't eat meat strangled by idols.
No puedo comer carne de estrangulado.
Wouldn't that be distorting justice?
Eso no sería distorsionar la
In
justicia.
Acts 15, did they distort justice?
En hecho, distorsionaron ellos la justicia.
Absolutely.
Absolutamente.
Because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
But they say Messiah's come and all that's over with.
Ellos dicen el Mesías vino y ya todo eso se terminó.
But God is telling through the Torah,
Dios está diciendo por medio de la
God
Torá.
is saying through the Torah
Dios está diciendo por medio de la Torá
for his judges,
a sus jueces.
don't distort justice.
No distorsionen la justicia.
Why would he let the Gentiles only follow 4 laws?
Porque él dejaría que los gentiles solo sigan 4 leyes.
Why would he let the Messianic body do whatever in your heart, says John Kahn?
Porque dejaría a los mesiánicos hacer solo lo que está en el corazón, dice John Kahn.
Why would he let that happen?
Porque él dejaría que esto suceda.
Wouldn't that be a distortion?
Eso no sería un distorsionamiento.
And if God is the same yesterday, Darwin,
Si Dios es el
why
mismo.
don't you stand up there, son? Stand up. Lean on the thing there. Don't want you to miss this, man. You got a family to take care. You got Lila to take care of. I'm going to splash water on you. Okay? I want you to know this. I love that little girl.
Amén.
She's walking now.
Amén.
Wake up. Wake up. Tiffany, you have a... Next time he falls asleep, I'm going to go like this. I want you to give him a wet willy. Yes, it'll wake him up. It's so important for your sister.
Es muy
So
importante.
important for you. Men, we must have a proper mantle.
Los hombres debemos de tener un manto apropiado.
We are all going to stand in this court, even you ladies.
Todos vamos a compadecer en este tribunal, aún las damas.
Now, if God is telling them to not distort justice,
Dios les está diciendo que no distorsionen la justicia.
next point.
El próximo punto.
Yeshua's not going to distort justice because you say you love him.
Yeshua no va a distorsionar la justicia porque tú dices que tú lo amas.
Yeshua's not going to lie for you.
Yeshua no va a mentir a tu favor.
Yeshua's not going to do anything that is not in agreement with his Father.
Él no va a hacer nada que no esté de acuerdo con su padre.
He's not going to distort anything just because you say, I love Jesus.
Él no va a distorsionar nada porque tú digas que tú amas a Jesús.
That would be distortion.
Eso sería un distorsionamiento.
Let's look at verse 19 again.
Miremos el versículo 19.
You're not to distort justice or show favoritism. You're not to accept a bribe, for the gift blinds the eye of the wise and twists the words of even the upright. Amen? Let's see what the word distort means.
Vamos a ver esta palabra, distorsionar.
It is H5186. It is natah. In the Ivrit, the root word is natah. Stretch out, extend, spread out, pitch, turn, pervert, incline, bend, bow.
Amén. La definición para distorsionar es la palabra H5186. Definición. No hagas acepción de personas. Estirar, extender, extenderse de paso. A su vez, pervertido, inclinación, curvo.
Yeshua is not going to bend the truth for you.
Yeshua no va a torcer la verdad por ti.
Yeshua is not going to bend the truth for me.
Él no la va a torcer por mí.
What else was natah?
¿Qué más es esta definición?
Pervert. He's not going to pervert justice for anybody.
Él no va a pervertir la justicia por nadie.
He said, follow me.
Él dice, sígueme.
Now, if this is said in the earthly court,
Si esto se dijo en la corte terrenal,
look at the picture, everybody.
miren la imagen.
What is going to happen in the eternal courts?
¿Qué va a suceder en el tribunal eterno?
If Yehovah said this for the rules to live by here,
Si Yeshua estableció esto como reglas para vivir aquí,
how much more is he going to do as a judge there?
¿cuánto más Él la va a establecer allá como juez en la corte celestial?
So if the Gentiles and every Jew that believes in Jesus
Los gentiles y cada judío que cree en Jesús,
that say they only got to follow the 4 laws, that would be distortion, that would be perversion.
que dicen que solo tienen que seguir cuatro leyes, esto es distorsionar y perversión.
Look at verse 20, everybody.
Miren el versículo 20.
Justice, only justice must you pursue, so that you will live and inherit the land Yehovah, your Elohim, is giving you. Amen?
Amén.
So Yehovah, it says here, justice, only justice you're going to pursue.
Dice aquí, deberán de seguir la justicia y solo la justicia.
And by doing this justice,
Y al hacer esta justicia,
by doing this justice,
al hacer esta justicia,
we will inherit the land.
heredaremos la tierra.
Yeshua says, I go to prepare a place for you
Yeshua dice, yo voy a preparar un lugar para ustedes
in my Father's house.
en la casa de mi Padre.
And if they're the same yesterday, today, and forever,
Y si ellos son los mismos ayer, hoy y por
what's
siempre,
going to happen in the court?
¿qué va a pasar en el tribunal?
They're going to see if you pursued justice.
Ellos van a ver si tú perseguiste la justicia.
And what are you pursuing after?
¿Y de qué vas tú detrás?
God's laws in your life.
Detrás de las leyes de Dios en tu vida.
In the court of Yehovah, they're going to discover whether or not you pursued his justice.
En la corte de Jehová van a descubrir si tú perseguiste su justicia.
And justice, we went over that word.
Y la justicia ya la
That word
investigamos.
was the same word, zadik.
Sadik.
We went over, no, actually this one is slightly
Ese
different.
es sadik.
Okay? This is, justice here is slightly different than the one that we did before.
Es diferente.
It is H6664. This is Zadik. Sedek. I'm looking at the Sade wrong. Sedek instead of Zedekiah. Okay, Zedek, it means number one, justice, righteousness. Number two, what is right or just or normal? Rightness, justice in weights and measures. Righteousness in government. Number four, of law, of Davidic king, Messiah. Number five, of God's attributes. Rightness in speech, rightness and ethically right.
Amén. La definición para justicia es la palabra H6664, Sedek. Justicia, justo, rectitud, rectamente, lo que es correcto o justo o normal, rectitud de pesos y medidas, rectitud en el gobierno, de la ley del rey davídico, Mesías, del tributo de Dios, rectitud en el habla, justicia como éticamente correcto.
They're going to pursue righteousness.
Ellos van a perseguir la justicia.
Look at number 5.
Miren la definición
What is
5.
definition number 5?
¿Cuál es la definición 5?
Of God's attributes.
Del atributo de Dios.
God said to circumcise your child on the 8th day.
Dios dice que circuncides a tu hijo en el 8º día.
But the church says we don't need to circumcise anymore.
Pero la iglesia dice que ya no debemos de circuncidar.
So that's going to be played against them in his court.
Eso va a ser presentado en contra de ellos en su corte.
Anybody that says we don't need to be circumcised in the flesh anymore.
Cualquiera que diga que ya no debemos de circuncidar la carne
Look
más.
at definition number 6, please.
Miren la definición 6.
Righteousness in speech.
Rectitud en el habla.
What would that be?
¿Qué sería eso?
Somebody says that we don't need to follow the law anymore.
Alguien que diga que no debemos de seguir la ley más.
That is going to be played in his court in heaven.
Eso va a ser presentado en su corte en el cielo.
So we got a couple of months to Yom Teruah.
Nos falta un par de meses para Yom Teruah.
Is the church getting ready for Yom Teruah?
¿Será que la iglesia se está preparando para Yom
Or the
Teruah?
church is citing the moon?
¿Será que la iglesia está citando la luna?
So justice, only justice is
Avistando.
God going to seek.
Justicia y solo justicia es lo que Dios va a buscar.
Let's turn to the next scripture.
Vamos a la siguiente escritura.
Deuteronomy chapter 19.
Deuteronomio 19.
Chapter 19.
19.
Anybody learning anything here?
¿Están aprendiendo algo hoy?
You learning something about what's going to happen in that court there, Gino?
Amén.
Glad you finally made it. Lots of good information for your Facebook buddies. Devarim 19, verse 16 through 21.
Deuteronomio 19 del 16 hasta el 21.
This part is called More Groups Involved in This Court Case.
Esta parte se titula Más grupos involucrados en este caso judicial.
If a malicious witness comes forward and gives false testimony against someone, then both men involved in the controversy are to stand before Yehovah, before the Kohanim and the judges in the office at the time. The judges are to investigate carefully. If they find that the witness is lying and giving false testimony against his brother, you're to do to him what he intended to do to his brother. In this way you will put an end to such wickedness among you. Those who remain will hear about it, be afraid, and no longer commit such wickedness among you. Show no pity. For life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, and hand for hand, foot for foot. Amen? Let's go back to verse 17.
Regresemos al versículo 17.
Then both the men involved in the controversy are to stand before Yehovah, before the Kohanim, the judges, and the office at the time. Amen?
Amén.
Now in verse 17,
Ahora en el versículo 17,
what else do we see?
¿qué más vemos ahí?
We see more people involved in the case.
Vemos más personas involucradas en el caso.
In verse 17, who else do we see there?
¿Qué vemos ahí en el versículo
We
17?
see two men.
Vemos dos hombres.
Yeshua was fully man and fully God.
Yeshua era completamente hombre y completamente Dios.
He's the son of God, he's the son of man.
Él es el hijo de Dios y el hijo del hombre.
So you got the two men.
Tienes los dos hombres.
You got Yehovah.
Tienes a Jehová.
In that passage in verse 17, you got Yehovah there.
En ese pasaje tienes a Jehová.
You got the Kohanim.
Tienes a los Kohanim.
Yeshua is also our Kohanim.
Yeshua también es nuestro
He's the
Kohanim.
Kohen Hagadol.
Él es el Kohen Hagadol.
And then it also says the judges are involved in the case.
También dice que los jueces están envueltos en el caso.
So now we got more people.
Ahora tenemos más
We got
personas.
two people,
Dos personas.
Yehovah,
Jehová,
the Kohanim,
los Kohanim
and a bunch of judges.
y un grupo de jueces.
Probably like 24.
Probablemente 24.
Uh-huh. I was waiting for it to sink in. I was like watching the light bulbs go off.
Está esperando a que te penetre esa información.
Oh. Now, how do you think those 24 got to be in their position?
Ahora, ¿cómo crees que llegaron a ese rango, esos 24?
Justice, only justice will you seek.
Justicia y solo justicia buscarás.
Now, who else is in the courtroom?
Ahora, ¿quién más está ahí?
Because this one is the evil one is there.
El malvado está ahí.
You got the man, you got the Satan is now in the courtroom.
Ahora tiene Satanás ahí en la corte.
Because now Satan is going to say, he didn't do that.
Porque Satanás va a decir, él no
He
hizo
didn't
eso.
do that.
Él no hizo eso.
He didn't do that.
Él no hizo eso.
She didn't do that. She didn't do that. She didn't do that.
Ella no lo hizo, no lo hizo.
Look at verse 17 again, please.
Miren el versículo 17.
Both men involved in the controversy are to stand before Yehovah, before the Kohanim, the judges at the office of the time. Amen. Now, who do we see present in the case?
Ahora, ¿quién vemos ahí presente en ese caso?
Now the Supreme Court Justice is there.
Ahora el juez supremo está ahí.
Because now we see Yehovah is involved in the case.
Ahora vemos que Jehová está envuelto en el caso.
Now, how do we know that Yehovah gets involved in the case?
Ahora, ¿cómo sabemos que Jehová se envuelve en el
Because in
caso?
Genesis 18, what happened?
Porque en Génesis 18, ¿qué
Yehovah
sucedió?
came down.
Jehová bajó.
He had to go see if Sodom and Gomorrah was as bad as they said.
Él tuvo que ir a ver si Sodoma y Gomorra era tan malo como decían.
So here we're seeing that the judge is going to be involved in the case.
Aquí vemos que el juez va a estar envuelto en el caso.
So here in verse 17 we have the judge involved in the case.
Aquí en el versículo 17 tenemos que el juez está involucrado en el caso.
So if the judge is involved in your case here on earth,
Si el juez está involucrado en el caso, en tu caso aquí terrenal,
how much more? Look at the picture,
¿cuánto
everybody.
más? Miren la imagen.
Look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
How much more is he going to be involved in your eternal case in his courtroom?
¿Cuánto más va a estar involucrado en tu caso eterno, en su tribunal eterno?
Jehovah was involved in the garden.
Jehová estuvo involucrado en el jardín.
Now in verse 17, Yeshua the Kohanim is here.
Ahora en el versículo 17, Yeshua el Kohanim está ahí.
Because he's our Kohen Hagadol.
Porque él es nuestro Kohen Hagadol.
Now also again the 24 elders are there.
Ahora también los 24 ancianos están ahí.
And they're going to discover the three methods of discovery.
Y ellos van a hacer este descubrimiento de 3 métodos.
Written,
Escrito,
spoken,
hablado,
testimony.
testimonio.
Who's going to testify against you?
¿Quién va a testificar en tu contra?
Satan.
Satanás.
Who's going to testify against you?
¿Quién va a testificar en tu contra?
Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Because he said, follow me.
Porque él dijo,
And
sígueme.
he spoke those words.
Y él habló esas
What
palabras.
else did Yeshua say?
¿Qué más dijo Yeshua?
I and the Father are one.
Yo y el Padre somos uno.
What did he say in John 14, verse 15?
¿Qué dijo en Juan 14:15?
If you love me, you'll keep my commandments.
Si me amas, guarda mis mandamientos.
That follows what he said in John 10.
Eso le sigue lo que dice en Juan 10.
I and the Father are one.
Yo y el Padre somos uno.
Now look at verse 16. Let's see where Satan is.
Miremos el versículo 16 para ver dónde está Satanás.
If a malicious witness comes forward and gives testimony against someone, amen? Okay? Who's the malicious witness?
¿Quién es el testigo malicioso?
That would be Hasatan.
Ese sería Satanás.
He also called the accuser.
También se llama el acusador.
He's going to accuse you in that courtroom.
Él te va a acusar en esa corte.
Who hates humans?
¿Quién odia a la humanidad?
Satan hates the humans.
Satanás la odia.
He will do anything to kill you
Él hará todo para matarte.
because he knows the rules.
Él conoce las reglas.
Satan knows the rules, everybody,
Él se sabe las reglas.
because he quoted them right back at Hava.
Él se las citó, se las declaró a Java.
Now remember, what did 2 Corinthians 5 say?
Ahora acuérdate que dijo la segunda carta, Corintios
We're all
5.
going to stand in that court.
Todos vamos a compadecer en ese
Now we got a
tribunal.
whole bunch more people in the courtroom with us.
Ahora tenemos un grupo de personas que están ahí también.
Do you really think, Darwin? I'm going to get the wet will. I'm going to do it myself.
No,
Okay? Don't fall asleep. Stand
no
up.
te duermas.
You're tired. Stand up. If you fall over, we got a doctor here. But he's not working today. So we're going to let you bleed on the floor. Because nobody's going to touch blood at Shabbat. All right? So remember, Yehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Acuérdate que Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Now the malicious witness is part of your court date.
Ahora este testigo malicioso es parte de tu día de corte.
Now look at verse 18.
Miren el versículo 18.
The judges are to investigate carefully. If they find that the witness is lying and giving false testimony against his brother. Amen? Now what do we find out now?
¿Qué encontramos ahora?
What do we find out now?
¿Qué encontramos
The
ahora?
judges, those 24 elders,
Los jueces, esos 24 ancianos,
are going to investigate your life thoroughly.
van a investigar tu vida cuidadosamente.
But according to what, everybody?
¿De acuerdo con qué?
According to the Torah.
De acuerdo con la Torá.
They're going to investigate your life thoroughly.
Van a investigar tu vida
Because
cuidadosamente.
remember, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque acuérdate que Dios es el mismo ayer, hoy y por
All
siempre.
these people are going to be in your courtroom. They're going to be your jury.
Toda esa gente van a estar en tu día de corte, ellos van a ser los
The
jurados.
24 elders are going to be your jury.
Los 24 ancianos, ellos van a ser el jurado.
Now we got judges.
Ahora tenemos jueces,
We got a malicious witness, Satan.
tenemos un testigo malicioso,
We got the Kohen
Satanás.
Hagadol who doesn't lie for anybody.
Tenemos el Cohen Hagadol que no miente por
We
nadie.
got Yehovah.
Tenemos a Jehová
And we got the 24 elders standing there.
y tenemos los 24 ancianos parados allí.
And they're going to judge on righteous judgments
Ellos van a juzgar con justo juicio
in their courtroom.
en su tribunal.
Now look at verse 19.
Ahora miren el versículo 19.
You are to do to him what he intended to do to his brother. In this way you will put an end to such wickedness among you. Amen? And such wickedness here on the earth.
Esa perversidad aquí en la tierra.
You're going to put an end to such wickedness.
Van a terminar con esa perversidad en la
Do
tierra.
you put an end to wickedness in your own life?
Tú le pones final a la perversidad en tu propia vida.
How much more will God put an end to your life in his eternal kingdom?
Cuanto más Dios le pondrá tu vida un fin en su reino eterno.
He says here that the judges are to put an end to such wickedness.
Él dice aquí que los jueces iban a culminar con esa perversidad, a
How
terminar.
is he going to put an end to that in your court?
¿Cómo él va a terminar con eso en tu día de corte?
What Yeshua say in Matthew 7?
¿Qué dijo Yeshua en Mateo 7?
I'm going to say to your face,
Te diré a tu cara,
I don't know you. Get
No
the
te
hell
conozco.
out of here.
no te conozco, vete de aquí.
He's going to say, go to Sheol.
Él te va a decir, vete al infierno.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Because of verse 19.
Por el versículo 19.
He's going to get rid of you because you can't come into his kingdom.
Él se va a deshacer de ti porque tú no puedes entrar a su reino.
All because you didn't pursue righteousness.
Todo porque no perseguiste la justicia.
Look at verse 20.
Mira el versículo 20.
Those who remain will hear about it, be afraid, no longer commit such wickedness among you. Amen? This is why we have our Bible.
Por eso es que tenemos nuestras Biblias.
We should hear about Korach and not do the same thing.
Deberíamos de haber escuchado de Coré y no hacer lo mismo.
We should hear about God sending the snakes and not do the same thing.
Y de que Dios envió las serpientes y no hacer lo mismo.
We should hear about Pharaoh and why we were there and not do the same thing.
Debimos de haber escuchado del faraón y por qué estuvimos ahí y no hacer lo mismo.
We should hear the prophecy about a nation being born in one day and believe in God.
Debíamos de haber escuchado esa profecía de una nación que nace en un día y creer en Dios.
Let's move on to verse 17.
Movámonos al versículo 17.
Then both men involved in the controversy will stand before Yehovah, before the Kohanim and the judges in the office at the time. Amen. Amen.
Amén.
Both involved.
Los involucrados.
Satan is involved in your lives.
Satanás está involucrado en tu vida.
When you're not following the commandments, Satan is involved in your lives.
Cuando no estás siguiendo los mandamientos, él está involucrado en tu vida.
We're going to all stand before the Supreme Court judge.
Vamos a compadecer delante del juez supremo.
Let's go to the next part of the court date. Turn to
Vamos-
Proverbs 17.
Vamos a la siguiente parte de este día de corte. Vamos a Proverbios 17.
Proverbs 17. one
Proverbios
verse.
17.
Chapter 17, verse 15. Proverbs 17, Mashal 17.
Proverbios 17.
See, the Gentiles say that they can do whatever they like.
Los gentiles dicen que ellos pueden hacer lo que quieran.
All you got to do is believe in Jesus.
Todo lo que debes de hacer es creer en Jesús.
Isn't this an amazing lesson today?
¿No es esto una enseñanza asombrosa
We're
hoy?
probably going to go a little bit past We're going to probably go another 20 minutes. Tell the children's ministry we're going to finish up at 4.
Probablemente 20 minutos más y terminaremos a
I'm
las
not
4.
cutting anything else out of this.
No voy a cortar
I
nada.
cut a little bit out already. I'm not doing it.
Amén.
This is too unbelievably important.
Esto es importante.
See, the Gentiles say we're not under the law.
Los gentiles dicen no estamos bajo la ley.
Let's look at Proverbs 17, verse 15.
Vamos a Proverbios 17:15.
He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous, both alike are an abomination before you, to Yehovah. Amen?
Amén.
If you justify your wickedness because
Si-
you say we're under grace,
Si tú justificas tu maldad porque tú dices que estamos bajo la gracia,
that's an abomination to
esa
the
es una
Lord.
abominación hacia el Señor.
If you justify your wickedness by saying we only got to follow 4 laws,
Si tú justificas tu maldad al decir que solo tenemos que seguir 4 leyes,
then God is not the same yesterday, today, and forever.
entonces Dios no es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
What is the definition of righteous, everybody?
¿Cuál es la definición de justicia?
613 laws.
613 leyes.
What would be wicked by Elohim's standards?
¿Qué sería malvado bajo las normas del Señor?
That would be breaking his commandments.
Eso sería quebrantar sus mandamientos.
Who is the one that's going to condemn the righteous?
¿Quién es el que va a condenar al justo?
That would be Satan.
Ese sería Satanás.
Look at verse 15.
Mira en el versículo 15.
He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous, both alike are an abomination before Yehovah. Amen?
Amén.
Who's going to condemn the righteous?
¿Quién va a condenar al justo?
God's not going to condemn you if you're righteous.
Dios no te va a condenar si eres justo.
Who's going to condemn you in that court?
¿Quién te va a condenar en esa corte?
That's going to be Satan.
Satanás.
And in the court is where disputes are resolved.
Y en la corte es donde se resuelven las disputas.
Now, what is the definition of an abomination?
¿Cuál es la definición de abominación?
Okay, the word abomination is H8441. H8441. It's the Hebrew word to'ebah, means disgusting thing, abomination, abominable. Number 2, in ritual sense of unclean food, idols, mixed marriages, in an ethical sense of wickedness, etc.
Amén. La definición para abominación es la palabra H5441, to'evah, una cosa repugnante, abominable, detestable, en el sentido ritual de alimentos impuros, ídolos, los matrimonios mixtos, en el sentido ético de la maldad, etc.
Mixed marriages doesn't mean a Mexican and a Peruvian got married.
Matrimonios mixtos no quiere decir que un peruano y un mexicano se
A
casan.
mixed marriage is a believer to an unbeliever.
Un matrimonio mixto es un creyente con un incrédulo,
Because we are the human race.
porque somos la raza humana.
Everybody's got one nose, right? Everybody's got one nose, some
Todos
bigger
tienen
than
una
others.
nariz. Todos tienen una nariz,
Everybody's got one mouth, some bigger than others.
una boca, una más grande que otra.
Some people got blue eyes and some people got brown eyes, but you got 2 eyes, right?
Algunos tienen ojos azules, otros marrones, pero son todos iguales.
Anybody got 4 hands?
Alguien tiene 4 manos,
Anybody got 4 hands?
Cuatro
Everybody's
manos.
got 2 hands, right?
2 manos.
Okay, an abomination.
Abominación,
Let's look at an abomination again.
miramoslo una vez más.
An abomination is number 1, a disgusting thing, an disgusting thing, an abomination, abominable. Number 2, a ritual sense. Number 3, in an ethical sense, wickedness, etc.
Amén. Definición para abominación, una cosa repugnante, abominable, detestable. En el sentido ritual de alimentos impuros, ídolos, los matrimonios mixtos, en el sentido ético de la maldad, etc.
An abomination is when a
Abominación
woman wears tzitzit.
es cuando una mujer se pone los
An
six.
abomination is
Abominación
when you eat ham sandwiches
es cuando come sándwiches de jamón
or fish that are unclean.
o pescados que son
An
impuros.
abomination
Abominación
is homosexuality.
es la homosexualidad.
An abomination is
Ab-
adultery.
Abominación es el
An
adulterio.
abomination is blasphemy.
La abominación es la
And
blasfemia.
what is blasphemy?
¿Qué es la blasfemia?
Saying that we don't have to follow the laws anymore.
Decir que ya no tenemos que seguir la ley.
An abomination
Abominación
is saying that God changed the Sabbath to Sunday.
es decir que Dios cambió el Shabbat por el domingo.
So now you're saying,
Ahora estás diciendo,
I've got a lot of problems.
tengo muchos problemas.
I need a good lawyer. I need a good advocate.
Necesito un buen abogado, un buen defensor.
Because I'm discovering that I got some problems here.
porque estoy descubriendo que tengo algunos problemas aquí.
Let's see where the advocate is.
Vamos a ver qué es el abogado.
Turn to Proverbs 31, please.
Vamos a Proverbios 31.
Proverbs 31.
Proverbios 31.
Proverbs 31, verse 8 and 9.
Proverbios 31, 8 y 9.
Let's see how we get our advocate.
Vamos a ver cómo conseguimos el
Because
abogado.
you can't just say, I love Jesus.
Porque no puedes decir, yo amo a Jesús.
You can't just say, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus.
No solo puedes decir, estoy cubierto con la sangre de Jesús.
Let's find out how we get our advocate.
Vamos a mirar cómo obtenemos nuestro abogado.
These two verses are very important. You might want to underline it in your Bible.
Estos dos versículos son muy importantes. Quizás quieras subrayarlo.
Proverbs 31, verse 8 and 9.
Proverbios 31, 8 y 9.
Speak up for those who can't speak for themselves, for the rights of all who need an advocate. Speak up, judge righteously, defend the case of the poor and the needy. Amen?
Amén.
Your advocate is going to do what?
¿Tu abogado va a hacer qué?
The advocate speaks for those who cannot speak for themselves.
Él habla por aquellos que no pueden hablar por sí mismos.
Okay, so everybody's saying, yeah, I need that, right? I need that,
Todos
right?
digan, yo necesito esto.
But what did verse 9 say?
Pero ¿qué dice el versículo 9?
The advocate judges righteously.
Ese abogado juzga con justo juicio.
The advocate judges righteously.
Él juzga con justo juicio.
According to what standard, everybody?
De acuerdo con cuáles normas.
According to God the Father's standard.
De acuerdo con las normas de Dios, el Padre.
So Yeshua is not going to defend you
Yeshua no te va a defender,
unless you're following, unless you teshuvad.
al menos que tú te arrepientas o hagas teshuva.
What did Malachi 3 verse 7 say?
¿Qué dijo Malaquías 3:7?
Return to me,
Regresa a mí
and I will return to you and be your advocate.
y yo voy a regresar a ti, voy a ser tu abogado.
Because Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Porque Yeshua es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Because the advocate is not going to break the rules.
Porque este abogado no va a quebrantar las reglas.
Because once he finds that you're a liar,
Porque una vez que él averigua que tú eres un mentiroso,
now this ties together with what happened this week in the news.
esto se une a lo que aconteció en las noticias.
A woman in Texas was pulled over by a cop.
Una mujer se le detuvo, la policía la detuvo.
And the cop has got a camera on him,
Y
a body camera.
el policía tenía una cámara en su cuerpo.
But the woman who was detained for 2 hours
Pero la mujer fue detenida por 2 horas.
said that the cop molested her.
Dijo que el policía la acosó.
So she hired an attorney.
Entonces ella empleó un abogado.
Okay? So the attorney goes on social media and all these things. We're going to have this big case against this police department.
El abogado se fue a las redes sociales con mucha información y dijo que iban a tener un gran caso en contra del policía.
This attorney was the advocate for the woman that was supposedly molested.
Este abogado era el defensor de esta mujer que supuestamente fue acosada.
So the police department get the recording from the body cam.
El departamento de policía sacó esto que se grabó en la
And they
cámara
watch with multiple people
y la miraron con testigos.
the entire 2 hours
Esas 2 horas
of the video,
que duró el video.
finding that the cop never said anything bad,
Encontraron que el policía nunca dijo nada malo,
that the person lied to her
que
lawyer.
la mujer mintió a su abogado.
So the lawyer dropped her case and apologized.
El abogado quitó el caso y se disculpó.
Now, what happens if the lawyer doesn't apologize?
¿Qué sucede si este abogado no se disculpa?
He can be brought up on charges and be disbarred,
Le pueden quitar su licencia y se le pueden poner cargos a él.
lose his license.
Pierde su licencia.
Yeshua is not going to lose his license for you.
Yeshua no va a perder su licencia por tu causa.
Yeshua is not going to lie for you.
Yeshua no va a mentir por ti.
Yehovah said, return to
Y
me
Jehová dice, regresa a mí
and I will return to
y
you.
yo regresaré a ti.
Your advocate is not going to lie to the devil because you say you love Jesus.
Tu defensor no va a mentirle al diablo porque tú dices que amas a Jesús.
Look at Proverbs 31 verse 9.
Mira en Proverbios 31:9.
Speak up, judge righteously, defend the cause of the poor and the needy. Amen?
Amén.
In the Hebrew, the Hebrew word for defend is done.
La palabra en hebreo para defender es...
He's not going to plead your case, number 3, Elizabeth.
Okay. Él no va a rogar por tu caso. ¿no?
He's not going to plead your case in that court.
Él no va a defenderte en esa corte.
Everybody look up. Look at the screen. Look at the picture.
Miren hacia arriba, miren la
Look at the
imagen.
picture.
Miren la imagen.
That advocate is not going to stand with you.
Ese defensor no se va a parar contigo.
If you have not teshuvah back to his ways,
Si tú no has hecho teshuva de vuelta a sus
both
caminos,
the Jew and the Gentile
El
have to teshuvah to his ways.
ambos, el judío y el gentil, tienen que hacer
Your
teshuva.
advocate is not going to defend you
Tu abogado no te va a defender
if you have not returned to his holy days,
si no has regresado a sus días santos,
to the way of following his commandments.
a la manera de seguir sus
Because
mandamientos.
right now he's discovering what you are doing in your life.
Porque ahora mismo él está investigando lo que tú estás haciendo en tu vida.
Turn to Revelation 12 now.
Vamos a Apocalipsis 12.
Revelation 12 now.
Apocalipsis 12,
Verse 9 and 10.
9 y 10.
Who else is in that courtroom?
¿Quién más está en ese?
Who else is in that courtroom?
¿Quién más está en la corte?
Everybody learning something here today?
¿Están aprendiendo algo hoy?
Woo-wee. Revelation 12, verse 9 and 10.
Revelaciones, Apocalipsis 12, 9 y 10.
Revelation 12. Who else is in that corner?
¿Quién más está ahí?
Courtroom. Who else is in the courtroom?
¿Quién más está ahí en la corte?
Revelation 12, verse 9 and 10.
Revelaciones 12, 9
The
y
great
10.
dragon who was thrown out, that ancient serpent, also known as the devil and Satan, the adversary, the deceiver of the whole world. He was hurled down to the earth, and his angels were hurled down with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, Now have come God's victory, power, and kingship, and the authority of the Messiah, because the accuser of our brothers, who accused them day and night before God, has been thrown out. Amen?
Amén.
Who else is in that courtroom?
¿Quién más está ahí en el tribunal?
Who else is in that courtroom?
¿Quién más está ahí?
The accuser. In verse 10 it said the accuser.
El acusador, en el versículo 10 dice
But
el
if you have an
acusador.
advocate,
Pero si tienes un abogado,
if you have an advocate that's going to defend you
si tienes un abogado que te va a defender,
because you've teshuvah to the Father's ways,
porque hiciste teshuva a los caminos de Dios,
then he will defend you.
Él te va a defender.
Or if you haven't,
O si no lo has hecho,
why should he defend you?
¿por qué debería de él defenderte?
Look at verse 10, everybody.
Miren el versículo 10.
Then I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, How now it's come God's glory, power, God's victory, power, and kingship, the authority of Messiah. Because the accuser of our brothers, who's accused them day and night before God, has been thrown out. Amen?
Amén.
He's accusing us day and night.
Él nos acusa día y noche.
Why would the judge of all creation find you innocent?
Porque el juez de toda la creación te encontraría a ti por inocente.
Why would he find you innocent?
Porque él te encontraría a ti inocente.
If he is the same yesterday, today, and forever, why would he find you innocent?
Si él es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre, porque él te encontraría el ser inocente.
Because we've teshuvah
Porque hiciste teshuva
in spirit and in truth.
en espíritu y en verdad.
Look, go to Mark chapter 8 now.
Vamos a Marcos 8.
Mark chapter 8.
Marcos 8.
Mark chapter 8.
Marcos 8.
Hold your questions. We'll talk about this in Road to Emmaus.
Amén.
It's a good lesson the Lord poured out all yesterday morning.
Es una buena lección. El Señor la
And
derramó
this all
ayer.
started with and we're not even going to get to Acts 15.
Ni siquiera vamos a ir a Hechos 15.
I was like, Lord, it's probably going to be too long.
Quizá va a ser esto muy largo.
Mark
le dije.
8, verse 38.
Marcos 8, 38.
Mark 8, verse 38.
Marcos 8, 38.
Before my Father and his angels, will he be your advocate?
Amén. Dice, ante mi Padre y sus ángeles, ¿será Él tu abogado?
For if someone is ashamed of me and of what I say, in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will also be ashamed of him when he comes in his Father's glory with the holy angels. Amen?
Amén.
When he comes to that court,
Cuando Él venga a ese tribunal,
will he be your advocate?
¿será que Él será tu abogado?
What did verse 38 say?
¿Qué dice el versículo
Talked
38?
about being ashamed.
Se trata de avergonzarse.
Most Christians are ashamed of his word.
La mayoría de los cristianos están avergonzados de su palabra.
Let's read verse 38.
Leamos el versículo 38.
Christians read the beginning of the sentence.
Los cristianos solamente leen la primera parte.
They're not afraid of saying that they love Yeshua,
No tienen miedo de decir que aman a Jesús,
but they don't read the second half of the sentence.
pero no leen la segunda parte de la oración.
For someone is ashamed of me and what I say in this adulterous and sinful generation, then the Son of Man will also be ashamed of him when he comes in his Father's glory and the holy angels. Amen? What is he saying there?
¿Qué él está diciendo?
It's not just being ashamed of him,
No es solamente estar avergonzados de él
but being ashamed of what he said.
o estar avergonzados de lo que él dice.
What did Yeshua say?
¿Qué dijo Yeshua?
He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life.
Él dijo, yo soy el camino, la verdad y la vida.
What else did Yeshua say?
¿Qué más dijo?
Keep Passover.
Haz la Pascua.
What else did Yeshua say?
¿Qué más dijo?
Matthew 5:18, what did he say there?
Mateo 5:18.
Not one jot or tittle until heaven and earth have disappeared will pass from the law.
Ni una jota ni una tilde.
One little dot of an I, cross of a T,
Ni una coma, ni una tilde.
will be missing from the law until heaven and earth pass away.
Pasará de la ley hasta que pasen el cielo y la
What else
tierra.
did Yeshua say?
¿Qué más dijo?
I'm the Lord of the Shabbat.
Yo soy el Señor del Shabbat.
The Christians and most Messianics like to read the first half of the sentence.
Los cristianos y la mayoría de los mesiánicos les gusta leer la primera
But
parte
they
de la
don't
oración,
read what I say.
pero no dicen de mis palabras.
Let's go to Revelation 20.
Vamos a Apocalipsis 20.
Revelation 20. Everybody look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
This is Revelation 20.
Ese es Revelaciones 20.
Let's look at verse 10 through 12.
Miremos el versículo del 10 hasta el 12.
6 more minutes. Can you take 6 more minutes?
Amén.
Revelation 20,
Apocalipsis 20,
verse 10 through 12.
del 10 hasta el 12.
This part is called Saw a Great White Throne and of the Supreme Court Judge.
Esta parte se titula Vi un gran trono blanco del juez del Tribunal Supremo.
Revelation 20.
Revelaciones 20.
That's at the end, Claudia. And pick on you all day today. Verse 10 through 12, everybody.
Amén.
The adversary who had deceived them was hurled into the lake of fire and the sulfur where the beast and the false prophet were. And they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Next I saw a great white throne, and the one sitting on it. Earth and heaven fled from his presence. No place was found for them, and I saw the dead, both great and small, standing in front of the throne. Books were opened, and another book was opened, the book of life. The dead were judged from what was written in the books, according to what they had done. Amen?
Amén.
Okay, now what do we see in verse 11?
Ahora que vemos en el versículo 11,
The throne of the Supreme Court Judge.
el trono del juez del Tribunal Supremo.
Who is the Supreme Court Judge, everybody?
¿Quién es este juez del Tribunal
He is the
Supremo?
righteous one.
Él es el justo.
He's the one that's going to investigate.
Él es el que va a investigar.
He's the one who's going to play the recordings of the audio and video of what happened in your life.
Él es el que va a abrir ahí los registros de las cosas grabadas en tu vida.
He's going to judge you according to what you have done.
Él te va a juzgar de acuerdo con lo que has hecho.
What is your advocate going to say about your life?
¿Qué va a decir tu defensor acerca de tu vida?
When Yehovah said,
Cuando Jehová diga,
my son said he is the Lord of the Shabbat, did you keep it?
mi hijo dijo, él es el Señor del Shabbat, ¿será que tú lo guardaste?
And you're going to reply, Paul said,
Y tú vas a responder,
it
Pablo
doesn't
dijo,
matter what day you worship on.
no importa qué día tú adores.
What do you think the Supreme Court leader is going to say?
¿Qué tú crees que va a decir ese juez?
When Yehovah says,
Cuando Jehová dice,
my son Yeshua said,
mi hijo Yeshua dijo,
at his last Pesach meal as a man,
en su última cena de pesa,
do this in remembrance of me.
haz esto en memoria de mí.
Yehovah's going to say, how many times did you eat the Pesach?
Jehová te va a decir cuántas veces comiste la Pascua
On the right day.
en el día correcto.
He's going to ask you this question.
Él te va a hacer esta pregunta.
Look at verse 11, everybody.
Miren el versículo 11.
Next I saw the great white throne, and one sitting on earth and heaven fled from his presence. No place was found for them. Amen? Who has the power to destroy heaven and earth?
¿Quién tiene el poder para destruir el cielo y la tierra?
Yehovah,
Jehová,
the eternal one.
el eterno.
So this is Yehovah
Es-
on the great throne.
Este es Jehová en este trono blanco.
Look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
Look at the picture.
Miren la imagen.
That's what's going to be in your courtroom.
Eso es lo que va a pasar en tu día de
The one
corte.
who's on the great white throne is the Father.
El que está en el gran trono blanco es el Padre.
Look at verse 12, everybody.
Miren el versículo 12.
And I saw the dead, both great and small, standing in front of the throne. Books were opened, and another book was opened, the book of life. The dead were judged from what was written in the books, according to what they had done. Amen?
Amén.
What they had done.
Lo que han hecho.
How many Shabbats did you come to?
¿A cuántos Shabbat viniste?
Did you keep the Shabbat holy?
¿Mantuviste el Shabbat santo?
The dead are judged.
Los muertos serán juzgados.
Jehovah is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Jehová es el mismo ayer, hoy y por siempre.
Go back to our final scripture here.
Regresemos a nuestra escritura final aquí.
2 Corinthians 5, verse 9 and 10.
Segunda carta de Corintios 5, 9 y 10.
2 Corinthians 5,
Segunda carta de Corintios
verse 9 and 10.
5 del 9
Has
al 10.
anybody learned anything here today?
¿Han aprendido algo hoy?
Have you learned anything here today, Felix? Oscar, you've stayed awake for the whole message. I'm very proud of you, son. Darwin didn't, so now he's finally standing up. He didn't want the wet willy. 2 Corinthians 5, verse 9 and 10. 2 more minutes. 2 minutos. Therefore, whether at home or away from home, we try our utmost to please him. For we all must appear before his Messiah's court of judgment, where everyone will receive the good or bad consequences of what he did while he was in the body. Amen?
Amén.
What did verse 9 say?
¿Qué dice el versículo 9?
We all must do our utmost to please him.
Debemos de hacer todo lo que podamos para complacerle.
To please who?
¿Para complacer a
The
quién?
judge.
El juez.
Be ready to give an answer at any point.
Prepárate para dar una respuesta en cualquier momento.
The discovery of your life is happening as we speak.
La investigación acerca de tu vida está aconteciendo mientras hablamos.
What will your advocate say?
¿Qué diría tu abogado?
He is righteous.
Él es justo.
He will investigate your life.
Él va a investigar tu vida.
He's going to play the recordings.
Él va a poner ahí las grabaciones.
He's going to judge you according to what you've done.
Él te va a juzgar de acuerdo a lo que hiciste.
What will your advocate say?
¿Qué diría tu defensor?
Will he say to you,
Te diría,
well done, my good and faithful servant?
bien hecho, mi buen y fiel siervo.
Or will he say,
O te dirá,
I don't know him, your honor?
no lo conozco. Sé su señoría.
Amen and amen.
Amén. Amén.
Amen. Amen.
Amén.
And we just bow our hearts for one moment.
Inclinemos nuestros corazones por un momento.
We're going to give a quick altar call.
Vamos a hacer un llamado
If
corto.
you've never given your heart to Yeshua, the Messiah,
Si nunca le has entregado tu corazón a Yeshua el
you can
Mesías,
die at any moment.
puedes morir en cualquier momento.
And when you open your eyes,
Y cuando abras tus ojos,
you're going to be in that court.
vas a estar en esa corte.
Will Yeshua be your advocate?
¿Sería Yeshua tu defensor?
Or will he say, I don't know you?
¿O te diría, no te conozco?
Well, today, start your journey of him knowing you.
Pero hoy empieza tu jornada de conocerlo a Él.
Today, I'm going to lead in a short, simple prayer.
Te voy a llevar en una oración corta.
If you want to accept Yeshua for the first time,
Si quieres aceptar a Yeshua por primera vez,
say these words, but mean them in your heart.
di estas palabras, pero siéntelas en tu corazón.
Say, Yeshua, I'm sorry.
Dile, Yeshua, lo siento.
I didn't realize this about your court.
No me di cuenta no sabía de esto acerca de tu tribunal.
Today, I ask you to be my advocate.
Hoy te pido que seas mi abogado.
I ask you to wash me,
Te pido que me laves,
clean me,
límpiame
make me something new.
y hazme nacer de nuevo.
I vow to you that I won't ever lie to you again.
Te prometo que no te voy a mentir más.
If you've done that for the very first time,
Si has hecho esto por primera vez
giving your heart to Yeshua,
y le has entregado tu corazón a Yeshua,
as we just read in Mark chapter 8,
como leímos en Marcos 8,
that if you do not profess him before man,
si no lo profesas delante de los hombres,
there's nothing to cry about.
no hay nada por qué llorar.
If you've said that for the very first time,
Si has dicho esto por primera vez
and you accepted Yeshua,
y has aceptado a Yeshua,
lift up your hand so he can proclaim you before his Father and his angels.
levanta tu mano y así te profesaremos delante del Padre y sus
If
ángeles.
you're hearing this on radio, television, or internet,
Si estás escuchando esto en radio, televisión o internet,
just let us know so we can pray with you.
déjanos saber y oraremos contigo.
In your name, Yeshua.
Tu nombre, Yeshua.
Amén.
Amén.
Yevaraka Yehovah, Varish Mareha, Yae Yehovah, Panabaleka Vikoneka Isa Yehovah Panabaleka Viasem Laka Shalom. May Yehovah bless you and keep you. May Yehovah lift his face toward you. May Yehovah lift up his countenance upon you and give you his shalom. Yehovah te bendiga y te guarde. Haga resplandecer Yehovah su rostro sobre ti y haya de ti misericordia. Yehovah hace ti su rostro y ponga en ti shalom. In the name of the Sar Shalom, our defender, our advocate. And we say, everybody said, Amen.
Shalom, this is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman. I would personally like to thank you for tuning in to the Remnant's Call each and every week. You can listen to the full message on our website, bethgoyim.org. If you have drawn closer to the King of Kings, learned more about him today, we are blessed. If you are blessed by these messages, please consider a donation to our ministry. You can go to our website, bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org, and click on the donate button. You do not have to have a PayPal account to donate. All you need is a debit card. Once again, thank you very much for listening to The Remnant's Call.
If you have not taken your first steps to be born again, just ask God's help. Remember, it's His loving grace that has come to find you. No one is worthy or able to reach God, but God can reach us, and He's reaching out to you now. Just open your heart and let Him in. His arms are open, and the blessing of salvation and eternal life are waiting for you. Don't let it wait any longer.
Ya Adonai, Panavaleka, Vikuneka, Yisa Adonai, Panavaleka, Vayasem Laka, Shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you and give you his shalom.
Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. Bgmc is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture, truly the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into his eternal word, not with just one or two scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of his kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.